show me now what I'm missing. The fireworks that I feel inside when you're right by my side. The atmosphere, it comes alive. It's just us tonight. It's just us tonight. It's the universe calling us. It's just us tonight. It's the universe calling us. Calling us. Stay strong, find hope. Don't you know there's always a reason, Heart breaks, moments away. I can show you there's a meaning of dreaming. The fireworks that I feel inside when you're right by my side. The atmosphere, it comes alive. It's just us tonight. It's just us tonight. It's the universe calling us, calling us. It's just us tonight. It's the universe calling us. Calling. Calling us. Wake up, carry on. Oh, this road goes on forever and ever. Light up.
Carry home, just hold me, I don't wanna be alone. Carry home, just hold me, I don't wanna be alone. Come home with me, promise you'll never let me go. Come home with me, I need to know. answer my prayers. You look so good, so good, so good. I'm hard to get, but you understood. No one can stop me, and no one should. I wanna get to know ya. Sing it, carry home. Just hold me, I don't wanna be alone. Carry home. Just hold me, I don't wanna be alone. Come home with me. Promise you'll never let me go. Come home with me. I need to know. Come home with me. Promise you'll never let me go. Come home with me. I need to know.
Your lips, your touch, your eyes are danger. I can't see the safer side. The dark, the depths, the endless abyss. I'm with you, I fall inside. The night, I fall inside. The night. I fall inside the night. Your lips, your touch, your eyes are danger. I can see the safer side. The dark, the depths, the endless.
What song is this? This is what happens when young Phil is sick. Bring some crazy ass music in here.
Depression because I'm depressed right now.
Just need more Dubby.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd survive on Dubby right now.
You had me going through all this hell.
I'm ready
Yeah,
to do
well,
this.
prepare to get more depressed because my beard is gone.
Oh God! All right, well, let's start the show.
Let's do it.
Distance nerding.
Hey!
It's just not the same. It's just not the same.
He's being dramatic. Come on. Good hey ho. That's a good hey. Thanks. You are now listening to Distance Nerding. She's supposed to be new Rockstar Jen, but she's MIA. In that case, he's Sans Beard Fours.
That's MIA Phil.
MIA Phil. And I'm the Jamez 5000. See, I show up. Invitation. I'm here. And we're
here to nerd, together.
I just have to chime in.
Nailed it.
That is the biggest bullshit line ever. I show up. How many times do you not show up on the show when I'm here?
Happy birthday to young Phil. Happy birthday to young Phil.
Is it for real your birthday?
On Friday. All right. You know what? Forget it. I wasn't going to be on the show, but I'm just
can't resist.
Just do it.
Yay!
Put a microphone in his face.
Now that he's here, we are talking anything pop culture, movies, music, food, wrestling, whatever you're nerding out on. We absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, positively, no lies, want to talk about it.
And make sure you got to follow us Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, even on Linktree. Make sure to follow us mainly Instagram. That's where all the action's happening. That's the action. Instagram. Everything is at Distance Nerding.
You know it.
How's it going, everybody?
It's a little chilly on my face. It's a little chilly.
There's like a cold front sweeping the East Coast. Look at you. Sans Beard Fours. You're looking good, my friend.
Such a baby face. Look at me. I lost 10 years.
Look at
Okay,
that
so you want the
face.
truth? Like, here's the actual truth. I actually did this to see how much facial weight I've lost in the last couple months. I was both satisfied and disappointed. I was happy because I lost more. I was mad because I have more to go.
Let's
So
try
we're gonna
something.
we're gonna grow it back. And we'll try again.
Let's try something. Let's have you go to like a grocery store or a mini mart and just grab a 6-pack of beer off the shelf and
Mhm.
bring it to the counter and just see if they go, "Hey, young man, let me see that ID," just to see what happens. I just want to see what happens. You never know. You never know.
I dyed the hair first.
There you go.
You see,
There you go.
Graveyard is very, very upset with me.
I see
He's
that. I
always upset
found
with
the
you.
lack of beard disturbing.
I think
I
he's
still have
going.
my beard, bro.
I think he's gonna Kyber divorce me.
He might.
A Kybervorce. Oh boy.
Kyber, he's gonna coin that term. That is a disconcerting term. Mm.
I love it. I love
So
it.
on deck tonight, we've got the Geek End update.
Kyberon is coming.
Lights, camera, reaction.
Shazam! The new trailer is Shazir. I guess. I don't know.
That's
No.
terrible.
Pardon
tried.
rumors.
Rumors are going into uncharted territories.
Oh yeah.
See?
The
See what I did there?
download.
We got some DC deliciousness with James Gunn and his announcement. I'm so looking forward to talking some DC with you. I'm hoping everybody else wants to talk DC. You know, Geek Saga's here. What's up, Geek Saga? My boy
Oh,
Eugene.
Here she is. There we
Hey
go.
guys.
It's the Frey girl. Yay.
And
I told
she's
you I was gonna be
Rockstar
up-
Jen.
Hex freaking yeah, girl. Where have you been all my life? I've been missing you.
Well, thanks. I had to have a little mental health break for my own good.
Yeah, I'm
So,
gonna need one of those fairly soon. But you know me, I'm gonna keep plugging away like an idiot.
uh,
So,
having a mental breakdown is quite fun sometimes.
it totally is, especially when there are no. You know, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. But first,
Oh, before we
shout
get
out.
into the Geek End update, let's do this. Wrong one.
But first,
Nobody caught that.
Let me get a shout. Let me get a shout out. Shout out to Poddex. In fact, this episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview question and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster, an existing broadcaster, looking to grow your audience, get more engagement, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Use code NERDING10, nerding10 for 10% off. 10% off the decks, off the shirts, off the hats, off the coffee mugs, what other things that they have for sale. Get 10% off. Save yourself some money.
In addition to that, we're going to give a great big fat shout out to Dubby. Dubby is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Dubby contains no maltodextrin and sugar, no fillers, artificial colors, or dyes. It's totally keto safe. You may be asking yourself right now, what makes Dubby different from other gaming supplements? Well, I'm here to answer that for you right now. Dubby is one of the few drinks that contains Neurofactor, a nootropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. You can find more about Dubby at www.dubby.gg. Master Roshi, what is the code to get 10% off? Well, it's Nerdy10, and that's how we roll, bitches. Thank you, Master. Use code
Master-
Nerding10 for 10% off at your checkout. That is Dubby at www.dubby.gg. As in, gee, I wish I had more Dubby. Brilliant.
I love how Master Roshi is just like all of a sudden he's just not PG. He's just always
He's never
dropping
been
swear
PG.
bombs.
He's never been PG. The whole
does
thing
he
is
does he swear?
that,
You know, in Super, he did a couple of times. He
Oh,
did a
see,
couple
there
of
you
times
go.
when he got hit. He was like, ah, damn.
There you go.
it's more the sexual inappropriateness.
It's
Oh.
everything the sexual inappropriate.
Everything the inappropriateness.
all
Yeah.
all the inappropriateness. It's
So
fine.
while
Keep it
we're
to my
talking about
magazine.
Dubby, you feel I know you're feeling under the weather. You just need an extra scoop of W, and everything will be fine. Have you had W today?
I'm not taking W right now, man.
Have
He
you
doesn't
had
need
any
W
W
right now.
today?
I have not had W today.
See, your body's going into withdrawals. That's the problem.
What
Like,
he
you don't-
needs is about 50 cc's of go the hell to bed. This is what
That's why I was just going to produce the show, but you guys made it a Philippe's got to be on the show. You got to do it. Okay.
Nobody said that.
I will
I
put
think
it
you
out there
just
that
couldn't
if you were
resist.
gone, I would truly miss you. Very much so.
Well, then
Yes,
I'm
get
gonna-
better.
If that's the case, I'm gonna hang back and just produce, guys. So keep it going.
Alrighty.
We love you,
Get
buddy.
better. We need you better because your birthday's coming up. So everybody say happy birthday to young Phil. His birthday's on Friday.
Oh, happy birthday. My son's birthday's on Monday.
Oh, see, there you go.
And then my birthday is 9 days later. So
see, February. What's going on? There were some things happening.
yeah.
9 months. 9
I'm
months. before
surprised
that.
there aren't more February babies.
Exactly.
So just because
think-
it's when it starts getting warm.
Young Phil, I think Geek Saga here. I think Eugene has the army remedy for your sicknesses. Says
God.
you need your colon blow. I don't know what that means. My mom's a nurse, but I'm just gonna move away from that and just move on.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on. But thanks for the input.
Yeah. Don't forget, young Phil, get better because February 11th is right around the corner. February 11th means it's the Geekend update. That means it's KyberCon 3 is coming February 11th, noon 5 in Fairfield. Come meet Squid Games actor John D. Michaels. He played VIP 1. There's only like 4 or 5 actors that spoke English in the whole show. He's one of them. He's VIP 1. Super cool guy. One of the most interesting people I've ever spoken with and listened to. He's super cool. So make sure you come hang out, get to meet John D. Michaels from Squid Game. On top of that, come hang out with, I don't know about you, but I watch New Rockstars all the time on YouTube. Frey Girl, Jen, do you watch New Rockstars?
I have on occasion been known
Oh,
to
you better
watch.
you better say it's on your screen 24 hours a day. New Rockstar.
I do
Jen.
watch a lot of New Rockstars, even before I modded. I mean, I guess that's probably why I got the job, is because I watched them all the time.
She
But
is
yeah.
a rock star.
I
is a new
mod
rock
there. Actually, they did a live reaction. So as soon as James Gunn went with his DC slate, they were up and running and did an hour-long show about it. So, and I was modding it today.
Wow.
So yeah, a mod's life, you know.
It's so
The
crazy
mod
how
life didn't
fast
choose, or I didn't choose the
they can
mod
go.
life. The mod life chose me.
The mod life chose you. That's epic
That's
level.
funny. That's funny. So speaking of New Rockstars, Tommy Bechtold will be here from New Rockstars at Kyber Cave 3. He'll be hosting. It's going to be awesome. So, I mean, he's an actor, a comedian. He hosts, I think, a couple different shows, right? On
Mhm.
New Rockstars.
Yeah, he
I
does
love
the
his-
break room, and he's been as a guest in other things. They did inside Star Wars, or no, WikiLeaks. It's called WikiLeaks. Sorry.
I love the break room. It's so funny. It's so like it's gonna go off the rails at any point in time.
It goes
So
off
fun.
the rails about 5 seconds after they start.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No filter, no patience.
Concerning when I'm on.
yeah. It's like off the rails, down a ravine, burst into flames. Yet everyone happens to survive. by the end of
Uphill in the snow, no shoes on, both
Right.
ways.
Right? It's fun.
It is
And if-
fun, yeah.
And when you're done meeting Tommy, come hang out with Alan Fernandez. Come hang out with an original actor from Star Wars A New Hope, even before it was called New Hope, when it was just Star Wars. Come meet Alan Fernandez, the original Tusken Raider. He rode a Bantha. How many people can you say rode a Bantha? He rode a Bantha.
Wow, that's cool. So he rode an elephant.
Exactly. He was the elephant trainer.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Shout out to Margie. Margie was the elephant, and he had to get into the Tusken Raider suit because he had to get on top of Margie and ride her around. So he got to be in Star Wars. How cool is that?
That is neat.
He's got some fun stories of being out in Death Valley and whatnot, being on set. So it's super, super cool. Alan Fernandez from Star Wars. Awesome.
That's great.
We got world-class flow artist Joshua Pila is going to be doing some amazing combat sabers. I hope he does more than just sabers, because the more I get, more I see all this flow artistry, especially watching like Kyber Cave and Saber Rattle. I dig the flow of sabers and lightsabers, but I also dig people that are like spinning almost like fire pots.
Yeah.
You know, it looks super cool. I'm so down with all these flow artists, so I'm super excited to see what he brings. On top of that, we got Mr. Hooper, Hall of Fame hip hop artist from here in Sacramento. That's going to be super dope. He's one of Ark's friends, so I assume Ark is going to push him to do performance, so it's going to be cool. Speaking of performances, we're also going to have Twilight Knights from the Bay Area. Another like saber combat guild is going to come hang with us. On top of that, vendors, toys, cards, giveaways, costume contests, come hang out, cosplay. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
That's
From
awesome.
noon to 5 in Fairfield, California, February 11th. It's, 5 hours isn't that long. So come hang out for the entire show. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be giveaways, I think, every hour.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that, just reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the one and only time you will get to meet John D. Michaels in person, and it will only be at this con. So if you haven't got that in your head yet, he's only going to be at this con. So freaking be there.
Yep. If you want all the Squid Game actors' autographs, this is your only chance. This one.
There it is. And if you want to come hang out and get a saber while you're here, come hang out and get a saber. Kyber Cave is going to be selling sabers right there on location, along with a bunch of other vendors selling. Look at that. See, along with a bunch of other vendors selling toys and cards and Funko Pops. It's going to be awesome.
Ooh, toys.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ooh, toys.
I do like to go to cons for the merch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know
That's
you
what
pay
gets
to
me
get
every
there,
time.
you pay to get in, and then you
Yeah.
pay for stuff that you want.
Well, so I'm old enough to remember life before the internet.
Oh yeah, me too, honey.
And
What?
I'm
the only place I could really get good and unique comic book nerdy merchandise were at the cons. Now, luckily, I lived in San Diego at the time, so I could go to the San Diego con and get the most choice, because I have since moved from San Diego, and now it's kind of a barren wasteland. But I have the internet now, so I can get stuff there.
So you've been to San Diego Comic Con?
Yeah, I worked it for 4 years. So I
Oh,
did
wow.
registry, like whatchamacallit? Like all the, I did registration, like pre-registration for all the companies, and I think they called it like exhibitor registration. And I always got moved to like the artist alley registration. So I got to meet. So that's how I know of so many people and have met them, is because of San Diego Comic-Con.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was real fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to work during the con. I did all of my stuff prior to getting everyone set up, and so I got a pass, like an exhibitor badge for that. So I would get in an hour early. I could leave an hour late, and I got to just hang out the whole time.
That's
Must
freaking
be
awesome.
nice.
Also, guys, at KyberCon, Van just threw at the bottom of the screen, you will have the opportunity to come meet Van, who is the owner of Kyber Cave. You'll have the chance to meet Mezzo, who is the head producer of Kyber Cave Productions. You will have the chance to meet Anthony, who is our hilarious drag queen extraordinaire, and the genius actress, singer, and musician, our very own Mrs. Fours. Aubrey will be there as well. Everyone will be there, smiling, beautiful, ready to sign autographs, shake hands, and be like, hey, what's up?
And maybe a little awkward because we're all nerds here.
I know.
So, and nerds always are a little awkward, no matter what. There's just there's always a little awkwardness. It's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just kidding.
After
Now
that
it feels
awkward pause.
Yeah, now it feels awkward. Awesome.
What
Are
do
you
I
ready
do
for
with my
some-
fingers?
Are you? I don't know what to do with my hands. Are you ready for some DC? This is like DC all day.
Yeast.
Oh my gosh, I'm in DC heaven. I really am.
This is gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm so excited you're here, Frey Girl, because you of all people are a huge DC fan. So I'm excited for this. Let's start with Shazam though, because I mean it's been out for like almost a week now, but it came out like the day after we recorded. So let's get into the new Shazam: Fury of the Gods trailer.
Let's go.
I'm a sexy nerd. Dun, 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 dun.
Actually, I
Here we
haven't
go.
seen it yet. I haven't seen this yet.
Oh,
This
hey-
will be my first reaction.
Perfect. Feel free to talk,
Me
and
neither.
again, feel free to
No,
talk.
I
over
was
it.
in a self-induced media sabbatical for like a week. So I missed a whole lot of stuff. So I'm excited. Let's watch it.
I do the same thing, but it's usually for a minute at a time. It's more like I left my phone somewhere and I don't know where it is, and then my media sabbatical's over once I use my Apple Watch to find it. So
After you've cried it out.
I
a
So-
feel
little.
yeah. I feel.
So instead of forget it. Play the trailer. Play the trailer. It's a bad joke. Just play the trailer.
finally happening. Oh, who punches dragons? That's rude.
They punch dragons now? Sorry, I've been
Apparently.
playing a lot of Star Wars.
Whoa.
Okay,
Shazam.
so
Okay.
that was
okay.
good. That was good.
Initial reactions. You're happy with it?
Yeah, no, and Helen Mirren in it. I know
Oh.
she's playing a goddess. Her and I guess her sister, the ones that's playing her sister, I think is also playing a goddess. I don't know. Are they? She says their father. So I don't know. Is the old wizard their
So
dad?
the daughters of Atlas. Atlas is the god of the world, and Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren are the daughters of the god of the world.
Was that Lucy Liu?
That was
That's
Lucy Liu.
Liu.
She was tiny on my screen. So,
There's actually a third sister that they're not really showing, and I think
Hmm.
that plays into the storyline.
maybe.
But I forgot the actress's name, but they show Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and her like all together on set and just kind of having fun. But like in the trailer, they don't show her at all. It's
I wonder
interesting.
if she's like one of those sleeper agents where she's like
Mhm.
embedded in the school, and then like she's the surprise shoe kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but no, I thought it looked good. I really I love that they brought the Shazam family into it, like all of them.
Mhm.
And not just like Mary and Freddie, but had everybody. I thought that was really cool in the first one, and I'm glad that they're sticking with that. That they're sticking with the whole family first kind of thing, because I think that's what DC needed. They needed a family, and to have them be heroes, because that was. I always thought that when I was growing up reading DC comics, I was like, these are all families. Like the Titans were families. You know, it was the family they chose, and it was all
That
about
family.
Wonder Twins. Then
yeah. So, huh?
you were excited for Wonder Twins. Then
Yeah, not really. Well, I liked him in the cartoon, but I was just like, nah. Otherwise, I thought it was a little contrived, even when I was, too young to know what contrived meant. But, but
I'm
yeah.
googling contrive as we speak.
I loved the Wendy and what was his name? When they tried to do the whole Scooby Doo thing with the Wonder Mutt and everything, or Wonder Dog,
Oh, you're talking about
the cartoon. I liked
I
that
like that
version
game.
better than the Wonder Twins one. I just
That was-
didn't
that
understand the
was
whole
year
bucket
one.
and water. Yeah,
we're still
I
talking
don't-
about Super Friends.
yeah, Super Friends. That was a whole
Wendy,
I-
there's Wendy, Marvin, and I don't know.
and the dog.
Sorry.
Wendy
Okay.
and Marvin and the dog. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got it.
Fours, what did you think of Shazam while I Google Wendy, Marvin, and the dog?
So I was a huge fan of the first movie. I've been wanting a sequel for a long, long time. We finally got it. This trailer delivered on every front. Every front. I'm so excited for this movie. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm going to give this trailer 10 lightning bolts out of 10 Black Adams.
Oh, I don't understand your logic, but I think it's impressive.
I love it. I love it.
You can tell
Um,
I've been here too long if I'm starting to do that. James, thoughts?
Let me think. I mean, I had a good time. I liked it. I liked the first one. I like how it feels lighthearted. You know, DC up until now has been like very dark and brooding, you know, from Superman to Batman. Even some of Wonder Woman's a little bit dark and broody. But I like how Shazam keeps it a little bit more funny, a little bit more lighthearted. But I'm interested to see where this goes. You know, knowing that everything happened with DC and James Gunn, I wonder what the future is of this. So it's kind of interesting to see how this movie is going to end. For me, I want to give this 8 lightning bolts out of 10 Khaleesi dragons.
Well, I'm going to give it 1 Helen Mirren out of 1 Helen Mirren because it's got Helen Mirren in it, and I'm going to watch it because it's got Helen Mirren in it because she's badass. But no, seriously, I thought it was good. There are some things I want answered before this ends. If this is the last one and before they reboot, then I want a lot of stuff wrapped up. I want, you know, Billy to know everything he needs to know and to really embrace his powers. But I've always thought that I thought the first one was really genuine with all of it. Like the comedy was genuine. I mean, if you were a teen and you got all these powers, you would react the exact same way. You'd be like, well, let's go buy alcohol. Let's go. You know, I mean, that's
the one problem I have with Shazam, first one, and it seems like this is kind of down the same path, is that you know, the kid Billy Babson was a certain age, kind of preteenish. Let's just say preteen, what, 13, 14. But the way Zachary Levi played him, he played him like a little bit younger, like skewed him a little bit younger, because the kid that played Billy Babson wasn't quite that jokey in that way.
Oh,
so Zachary Levi's version almost seemed a little bit younger or more immature, but I still had fun. I still liked it.
The way you can kind of explain that is that Zachary Levi was Billy letting go of like all of the stress that he puts himself through and everything like that. Because look at Billy when he's Billy, he's very stressed out all the time. He's always kind of just like, you know, where am I going next? And, you know, I'm a foster kid that, you know, can't find the right home, versus when he becomes Shazam, he's able to just let loose and just be free, you know. So that's kind of the only explanation that I have. And I know that was one of the critiques that even Zachary Levi had, saying like later on he felt like he didn't have enough time with the kid that played Billy so that they could kind of know each other. Also, I'm kind of surprised that they went with the Daughters of Atlas on this rather than Mr. Mind, because they introduced Mr. Mind at the end of the first movie, and I would have thought that they would have done more with Mr. Mind, but maybe they do, and he just gets like squashed at the beginning of the movie.
Guys, I'll be right back. I might be having a dog emergency, so give me a second.
Go for it. Shazam! Fury of the Gods will be Shazamming into theaters March 17th, 2023. We're not that far away. We're getting like 4 DC movies this time. It's not bad. You know, come on. No one bad. We're getting like 4 DC movies this year, so this is the first of the 4, so exciting. All right.
Extremely. It's going to be a good year for movies. It is.
Yes.
It's going to be a good year for games. It's going to be a good year for everything.
Speaking of games, let's get into some rumors.
Don't know where to get in there, no.
You beneath you. There we go. Got 2 rumors, both gaming. This one's a follow-up to a story we had, I think, a couple weeks ago. But
yes, sir. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about this.
According to a new report, the free-to-play battle royale meets brawler game Rumbleverse from Iron Galaxy Studios and Epic Games is shutting down at the end of February. Wait, what the? Weren't we just talking about this coming?
What did I tell you guys?
Oh my gosh. What happened? What's happening with this game? So
Okay, a formula that works is still working. You're not going to shut Fortnite down. There's no purpose in it. The people like Ninja and all these big hyped up Fortnite players are not going to jump ship to go to this to get it all hyped up and popular. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
okay, so
Funny because it's Epic Games trying to outdo themselves and failing miserably.
but did they
that
make this
too.
for like a younger crowd? It feels like super younger compared to
Isn't that what
Fortnite.
Minecraft was supposed to be?
Originally.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I was just like, I don't know anything about any of this. So
this game came out in like August of last year. And what was our news story a couple weeks ago that it was going to be mobile or something like that?
Something like that.
It was going to be. It doesn't matter now.
And on
But it was
Switch.
going to
Yeah,
be
and on
mobile. But they just announced, or the rumor is that they're going to shut down at the end of February. Again, no official word about this. This is why it's in the rumor section. But the theory is that there's like nobody playing this game. Like there's no hype behind this game. There's no incentive to get on this game. So people are just like, meh, who cares?
I've never even heard of this game.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't understand this game at all and why this is like epically failing. See what I did? Epic Games.
Epic fail.
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 Right there.
Yeah.
Tacos on the table. Is this game
Maybe
getting
it's a
shut down?
write-off. Maybe it's a
That may
write-off.
be it. Maybe it's a write-off. Maybe it's a write-off.
And they
Okay,
didn't want to pull the Batgirl because that worked out for Zaslav.
Ooh, we'll get to more of that in a minute. Okay, tacos on the table. Is this game getting shut down next month?
I'm going all in for the tacos. All my tacos are on the table. I don't know if that works like that.
All the sour cream.
So
Yes.
okay, so tacos on the table. I think if not next month, it is eventual. We will see the end of this by quarter two. By quarter two, 23, this will be gone.
Gotcha.
Officially. That's my tacos.
I give it 90 days. 90 days. 3 months.
Yep.
Isn't that quarter two? You guys just
Yeah,
said
it
the
is.
same thing in two
That's
different
quarter
words.
two.
I like it.
Into quarter two.
Yeah,
End
but
of
see,
May.
mine sounded much more exciting because I said, I give it 90 days.
Well, I
And,
give
you
it till April.
know.
How about that?
April's
How
a special
dare
month.
you? How dare you say that?
Next.
Wait, real quick. Fours, you're from Florida.
Yes.
Jen Frager, where are you again?
I'm in the wonderful state of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Now,
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
what kind of tacos are we eating in Oklahoma?
Oh my god.
You know, look.
I'm
lived
asking
in
a
San
question.
Antonio.
I want to know
and
what kind of
San
tacos are on
Diego.
the table.
We
That's
have
from-
lots of tacos.
Walker.
We've been, we have a lot of diversity in Oklahoma. I know it doesn't seem like that, but we really do. We have,
City in Oklahoma.
yeah, there are several.
They got
I live in
McDonald's,
one of
they got
them.
a Burger King. They got
We've got the Taco Bell.
that's a Taco Bell. It's
We
great.
do. There's actually a lot of good places that have like Tex-Mex. It's mostly
I was
Tex-Mex.
gonna say you're right near Texas.
Yeah. So it's mostly Tex-Mex. I do miss like the Baja California Mexican food because I love Baja California food. But yeah, I mean, there's fish. You can get fish tacos. They actually have taco trucks. You can just go and get like street tacos. I love street tacos. That's like my thing. So I would probably say it'd be street tacos.
I'm with you. I like it. It was just a question. I was not
Oh,
I was
no,
not
okay.
poking at anybody.
Hmm. Look, I understand Oklahoma is not known for its Mexican food.
Oh,
And I will
Oklahoma.
say this. Do not get Mexican food at a hole-in-the-wall Mexican place in New Orleans either. Don't do it.
That
It-
sounds shady.
Doesn't work. Their chicken mole is not good. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh boy. That'll keep you off the stream. Maybe that's what happened to young Phil. He had some chicken mole from New Orleans, and
Yeah.
look what happened to him.
A little,
Oh, for the
a little
love of
Nola
God.
mole.
Nola mole. See? There you go. Okay, let's keep this going. Sorry, I derailed.
Uh-huh.
More gaming rumors. Sony released a new live action PS5 ad this week, and it had like Gods of War and Gran Turismo 7. But there seems to be like a scene that spotlights Uncharted, but there's like no announcement for Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be a
Mhm.
remaster?
Well, I guess so. I don't. Am I spoiling this? I guess I'm going to spoil this. At the end of
Should we all go
Un-
la 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 while you're saying it?
well, then what's the point? You can't hear me.
That's true. That's true.
All right. At the end of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, it's teased that Nathan Drake's daughter will be the new protagonist of the game, and Nathan Drake is gonna like hang it up, retire, do whatever. But like she becomes the new kind of person in the game, and so the shot that they showed in this ad was like, pretty much like an Indiana Jones looking thing. They're in a cave, they're hunting for treasure or something with a torch. How come nobody just brings a flashlight? It's much easier to carry than a torch. But
they go through a lot of water.
they have waterproof flashlights. You can't bring a
Okay.
torch through water.
Yeah, that's the whole pen, pencil, and space debate there. Why
What?
spend all that money for a pen that'll write in space when all you need to do is bring up a pencil?
Or a taco. I don't wait. What are we talking about?
The space race when in do you not know about the trip
I
to the
don't
moon?
know. I'm not educated. I was waiting for you to just
Okay.
tell me. But
All right.
instead you gotta like
No,
draw
I'm
it
not
out.
trying. I just didn't know. Okay. So when the Russians and the Americans were racing to space, one of the like really incidental things was that in the budget for NASA was that they needed like millions of dollars for developing a pen that could write in space when the Russians took up pencils and they didn't need to write in with a pen. So it's like, why did we spend all the money when we could have just written in pencil?
That makes so much sense.
Because it was Black Book operations. All right, moving on to the next.
Yeah. Feels like, and this is going nowhere.
Uncharted.
Oh, well, you know what Black Book operations are, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm
No, I don't. Why do you guys keep calling me out on this?
it's like, oh, we're gonna say we spent $10 million developing a pen. In reality, they only spent maybe $20 on the pen and put the rest
Yeah.
of the Black Book operations. More than likely, we're funding operations in like Vietnam and stuff like that. So
Or trying to kill Castro.
Yeah.
I mean, that was about the same time, so
what
they could have
was
used it for that.
what was the exploding cigar that they?
Yeah, that was probably what they spent it on, was the cigar, or the many times they tried to poison him.
And then it turned out to be a dud when they lit it. It didn't explode.
It turned itself into a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Ah,
Sorry.
And so Black Book operations are off the books operations that the government does. So it's like, stuff that's not on record.
Gotcha.
It's mostly stuff that like special forces and CIA wet works do.
You were in the army jumping out of planes being special. Were you a Black Book?
He
Were you
wouldn't be
Booker?
able to tell you even if he was.
Yeah.
Just
That's
nod.
like the
Just nod.
whole. Just nod. Yeah,
Yeah.
just nod while you're producing.
Just
why you
cough.
can't see me, right?
Yeah.
It's cough once, cough twice if it's real.
I mean, what?
Okay.
No.
Uncharted. Are we getting a new Uncharted? Forrest, I'm going back to you.
Tacos on the table for Uncharted. Yes, we are, but not anytime soon.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Frey girl, what do you think? Are we getting Uncharted?
I'm gonna say no tacos. None. No tacos.
No taco for you. No
No
taco for you.
tacos. And I'm gonna say that because I think they mixed this before the Uncharted movie came out and flopped, and they still had it in there and they forgot to take it out.
I like it. I love the take. That's perfect.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, I
rogue
have no-
tonight, baby. I'm rogue.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about these games, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna eat my tacos. So I'm gonna put my
Jeez, it's a good thing
tacos on the
Forrest is here
table.
and knows about this stuff.
Then I'm gonna put the tacos in my mouth.
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna say I'm sure it's in development if it's not like ready to go on yet because these games are like blockbuster games.
Here, I'm gonna do this. Oh, yeah, it's in development right now. We're gonna see where it goes.
That's so good.
It's
so
like
good.
God of War, like God of War, Uncharted, now the Spider-Man games. Those are all like huge top-selling games for PlayStation. So I don't see them not doing another Uncharted game, and I'm sure they've had it in development for a while now.
I'm gonna object to that one.
Oh, objection! Overruled. Sustained.
And
Words.
final thought, then we'll move on. So Uncharted is produced by Naughty Dog, directed by Neil Druckmann, and Druckmann and Naughty Dog have been very, 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 very busy lately.
Isn't that
They
the
got-
Last of Us guy?
Yes. So they finished Last of Us Part 1 on PS5. They completed all of season 1 because because Druckmann was actually working with the directors on the actual show. They just got approved for season 2. And in the midst of that, they're making Last of Us 3. So Naughty Dog is in full Last of Us mode right now. Like full Last of Us mode. And nothing makes me happier than that. Just saying. My banner shows it.
I'm enjoying the show a lot.
I haven't watched the latest episode yet, but the first two I'm really into.
Yeah, the third one is a departure, but it's totally
Yes.
like if you've played the game, you'll like it. But it's really good. It's probably of this season in my top 5 episodes of the whole TV season so far. It's probably number 1 or number 2.
I'm into it so much, like I can't eat food while watching it. You know, like
Yeah.
Walking Dead. I've watched all of Walking Dead. You know, I'm
Mhm.
I'm still a walker. Is that right? No, I don't know what it is, but I watch Walking Dead now, and like I can just sit there and eat spaghetti, eat
Yeah.
like roast beef, like it's nothing while I'm watching Walking Dead. Last of Us came on. I'm like, no, don't give me that mushroom pizza. I cannot eat that right now. So
For the ick factor, or you're just so into it?
I think a bit of both.
A bit of both.
A bit
Eh.
of both.
Nothing wrong with that. I eat just
I-
fine when we watch it, but it's usually cold because I get so into it.
I feel you. Okay, let's keep going. We only had 2 rumors, so let's get into some news. Some newsies.
Hooray!
News.
The download.
Aww.
Don't forget, check out the Distance Nerdington post on Facebook. Distance Nerdington post on Facebook. Go hang out with us. Be part of our little group. I think there's like 700-800 of us in there. We're always talking about the trailers and the reactions and the rumors, and it's a great place to get some information. Just hang out, maybe get some funny memes. Awesome. All right, jumping into the news. Shamazel, Haas and Pepper Incorporated. We're gonna do it. Aww. Cindy Williams, one half of the lead duo behind ABC's hit Laverne and Shirley, has passed away.
Yeah, I heard that this morning.
Super sad.
Yeah.
Super sad. I used to love this show.
I loved it too. I loved the show. I actually drank Pepsi and milk because of that show just to try it, and never again. But,
Never again.
but I
Oh,
tried
my.
it. Hey, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I still don't get it. So
This
But
was
yeah,
a nice show for us for a little while, Laverne and Shirley.
hmm
What
I
about
like
it?
that.
It was a night show for us. You know, like one of our shows that we watch when we go to sleep.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that's a good show. You know what's funny? I remember watching it and I'm like, oh, it is connected to, Happy Days. And then
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was, but it blew my mind later, like how much Happy Days like influenced so many different parts of TV. Like there's so many spin-offs of Happy Days. It was so interesting to me. It'll be like, whoa, this was a spin-off. This other
Yeah.
thing was a spin-off. Mork and Mindy was a spin-off
Yep.
of
Yeah.
Happy Days. It's crazy. Anyway.
They stretched it there for the Mork and Mindy thing. I think a little. That was.
But
like-
I'll take it. Robin
But
Williams.
it
I'll
was
take
good. Yeah.
No.
I had
Best
the
known for her
dolls.
work. Oh,
I
do
had the
you?
Mork and Mindy dolls. Yeah, I had them. I don't know where they are now. My mom probably
You
has.
better find them because they're probably worth some money.
Yeah, they probably are.
Best known for her work on Laverne and Shirley, the actor got her start in Hollywood in the early 70s after starring in American Graffiti and The Conversation from George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola, respectively. How cool is that? She worked with George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
I think she actually auditioned for Princess Leia as well.
Yeah, she
This is
did.
Leia.
I think there was an audition tape of hers around
Mhm.
somewhere when they were showing everybody.
Let's see. 1976, Williams then starred on the Happy Days spinoff that ran from 76 to 83. It's weird to think that Laverne and Shirley was there in the 1980s.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, ran for like 7-8 seasons.
that was a
Anyway.
long time back then too.
Yeah. Thank you, Cindy Williams. You will be missed.
Rest in power.
Rest in power. Speaking of, Black Panther comes out tonight.
I know.
Who's gonna be up? Let's do a watch party tonight, midnight. it happen.
The husband will be asleep right next to me.
Now, does it come out at midnight for you? Do shows
It
come out at
comes
midnight?
out at 2 a.m. for me, and
Okay.
probably 3 a.m. for fours, right?
Mm.
You know, it's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. It's midnight Pacific, so it'd be 3 a.m. your time and 2 a.m. my time.
Ford's like, I don't know. I'm at the gym.
No, he's probably asleep.
I will be tomorrow.
Exactly. All right, let's get through some news because I want to get to some DC news. So, some quick notes. There's a new Bad Boys film coming.
Oh my gosh.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? So Will Smith and
Apparently,
Mark.
outrun them.
Yeah, exactly.
From the look on that
Yeah.
on the
Wow.
poster.
Watch out for a slap.
I should
Sony-
say that. I should be
Sony
kinder to my elders.
Pictures confirmed that the untitled sequel is in early production. So Adil Arbi and Bilal Fallah are set to return and direct the sequel after the whole Batgirl fiasco. You mentioned Batgirl earlier.
Yeah.
So they'll be back for that. They also did Miss Marvel, right? They did like an episode or two. of
I
Miss
thought,
Marvel.
yeah, I thought they did too. I'm just wondering if they're going to have Chris Rock guest star on it.
He's the big bad. No way.
Dang.
No way. No way. And,
That-
and at the
I
end,
might
he
have one
slaps
more.
Will
I
Smith.
might have one more in me. I don't know yet.
Chris
Give me
Rock
a sec.
shows up in Bad Boys 4 and slaps the shit out of Will Smith.
Yep.
If they did that, that would be like I'd go see this movie just for that. You
It
know?
has to be a real slap. Will actually has to take that full hand to the face
Yeah.
in real
Yeah.
life, and it must be caught on camera
No stunt
Yeah.
doubles.
in multiple angles.
And then you see Kevin Hart come out and go, "Oh damn!" and then he just leaves, and that's the only thing he has, like only part of it. It's his only cameo, just that. Oh damn, and then that's it.
That's funny.
This
Is we need a
picture-
Kevin
Saga.
Hart reaction, huh?
This
Hold on.
This
Geek Saga said meh for Black Panther. Geek Saga, you mean meow because you are excited for some Black Panther, okay, buddy?
You know what it is? Geek Saga, they've really like upped their hype so much, and they've like gotten that adrenaline that they have no more adrenaline in their body to give, and that's why it's meh now.
It's a meh.
Because
It's a meh.
all of the exciting DC news today,
I
you
know.
wouldn't
Okay,
have
you're right.
a little bit of it. Yeah.
Let's keep going. Sorry. Star Wars news. Not a ton of news, but kind of interesting. So Star Wars Bad Batch, is airing right now on Disney Plus. The
Yeah.
latest episode, entitled Entombed,
Mm-hmm.
they introduced a new power besides, the Sith and the Jedi. Kind of interesting. They introduced a civilization that they call the Ancients.
Yeah.
So it's not really news, but it's kind of like nerdy factor news. Is that there's something older that they're introducing than the Jedi or the Sith.
We were talking about that, and I know they've mentioned, like in Andor, they mentioned the Rakatan, and they predated, and they had Force abilities, and they're the ones that would look for kyber crystals and stuff like that first.
That's actually the picture that I have on the screen right there is the Rakatan.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'm wondering if that's it, or if it predates the Rakatan, because it could. I mean, there's nothing that says that there aren't other Force users that we're not aware of.
It looks very
prior
Old
to that.
Republic.
Yeah.
Looks like vibroblades.
Now they didn't.
Like I said, they are
connect to
vibroblades.
the Force.
Well, so like I said, those are vibroblades. Those are the Rakatan.
Yeah, those are. Yeah.
Ninja Jedi. Ninja Jedi Order in the chat saying, "Is it the Wills or is it a version of it?" No. So they came out.
Boy, Mike.
Shout outs, man. But no, they came out and they said that the race is actually called the Ancients. So.
Okay. Didn't they at one point call the Rakatan the Ancients though?
And that's what it might be, is that they're just officially making the Rakatan
Call that
canon, because right now technically the Rakatan aren't canon.
Well, even though they mentioned it in Andor.
I mean, that would make it more canon.
Yeah. I mean, if they just solidified it, I could see that. And if they're going to do something with the Old Republic, then this would be a good Easter egg down the line for that, starting like with this. But yeah, I remember him saying the Rakatan. I think it was when he gave him the kyber crystal,
right,
in like the second episode, I want to say, of Andor. But I haven't watched it in a bit, so I've filed that.
Check out the latest episode of Bad Batch. It's very, excuse me, it's very like Indiana Jones vibes of them kind of looking through some ancient temple.
And Wanda Sykes is in it.
And Wanda Sykes is in it. She plays, I think her name's Fee.
Yeah. I loved her. I loved the relationship between her and Omega in that. It was so cute.
Omega. Yeah, so you've seen it. So spoiler alert, what they're in is it's not really force based, it's more machine based. So it could be the Rakatans.
Yeah.
Maybe they're picking Rakatan. No. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's going.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's just swiftly move on from that.
Swiftly. Amazon Studios and Phoebe Waller-Bridge are developing a new series adaptation of Tomb Raider. Do we want more Tomb Raider? Are we into this?
Why not?
I like Tomb Raider.
I want to see her
especially
in more
Rise
outfits.
of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider was good. I watched my husband play that. So
sick. I love it.
When I say I watch him, I watch, and then he says things like, I don't know how to beat this. And I go, well, did you see that thing right there? And he goes, oh, that's what I need. So I'm kind of beard in the chair.
Sounds like
that's
one of my
like
Last of Us playthrough.
That's like when I'm watching Mezzo play The Room 4, and it's like, what about this? What about that? Like everything I try, she's like, no, that didn't work. Thanks. She's like, thanks for trying. I'm just like, I'm off this game. I could never play this game.
I was gonna say, I think it's the opposite, because I actually am helpful. No, I was kidding. That was so mean.
Exactly. I'm not helpful at all. I'm a waste of time.
Hearing Dead Space on Monday, he was like trying to tell me how to do something. It's like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
I am.
But you're
Space
trying.
Video
that's the most important thing, is that you try.
Is it?
It is. Yes, in this scenario, it is. Any other scenario, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
in actual gameplay, probably not. Okay, back to Tomb Raider. So I mentioned Phoebe Waller-Bridge because she's writing and executive producing the series for Amazon Prime. Right now, she's working with Harrison Ford on Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny. So that tells me that this is going to maybe have some indie vibes to it. Kind of excited for this. You're laughing at me? How
I'm laughing because Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and the alarm
Yeah.
clock for breakfast. You know,
Right.
as long as there's no aliens in this one, I'd be okay. Right?
oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, that's true. No more aliens. I think.
Well, how does the
that's-
dial of destiny work? Obviously, aliens.
Damn
magic?
it. You spoiled it
Force.
for me.
It's the dial of destiny.
That's not
You-
how the Force works.
It's you have to call destiny, so you need a phone. It's
You
clearly
gotta
the
say my
newest
name, say my
iPhone.
name.
So wait, so we got to call the Guardians? Is that what it is? Like, you know,
Mhm.
it's
No,
like
you have to dial H for hero, buddy.
Destiny. You were saying destiny, so I'm like, oh, so we got to call like a Titan to like help us out.
Yeah. No, isn't wait? Destiny is in the Brotherhood of Evil, mutants, right?
I'm talking about Destiny, the video game, but yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything about Destiny's video game.
We have jumped subject to subject to subject.
I don't
to
know
subject
what
per
universe we're in right now.
sentence for the last paragraph, and it was priceless.
Fours.
Welcome
Bring
to
us
the
back on track.
Geniverse. This is the Geniverse.
All right, my turn.
Save us, Fours.
All right, no. So, new Street Fighter game revealed in Hadoken news. A new entry in Capcom's Street Fighter franchise has been revealed, but this one is a whole lot different from past games. Releasing on mobile devices next month, Street Fighter Duel is an RPG featuring iconic characters such as Ken and Ryu, Chun-Li, and Blanca. At launch, the game will have more than 40 players in total.
Are
So-
you guys Street Fighter fans?
I am the biggest Street Fighter fan. As a matter of fact, it is time for a Hadokenopsis. Are you ready to
I
duel
love
it
it.
out in the world of Street Fighter? Be prepared to travel the globe to recruit and level up iconic characters from across the Street Fighter series. With a team of champions, players will throw down in beautifully animated, oh, for the love of God, yes, thank you, 2D, not 3D, 2D brawls on all new
Mhm,
and iconic stages from Street Fighter's past to take down Seth and the Shadow Law's army. Yes, right, I said Shadow Law, like from the anime. Shadow Law, bitches.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
army
what?
of mech
Did you
clones.
just say Shadow Law?
The Shadow Law. In an army of mech clones in an extensive story mode. According to IGN, the
I'm
game will
kinda
allow
down with
players to choose between real-time RPG combat or auto battling like mobile games do. The real-time combat will feature actual combos and moves from the main series, Shoryuken, which will be pulled off via taps on the screen. Street Fighter Duel is being developed in collaboration with Crunchyroll Games. Pre-registration for Street Fighter Duel has been opened in several countries, most notably the US and Canada. Players that do so will receive in-game currency, and the amount will depend on how many players pre-register around the world. At this time, more than 50,000 players have pre-registered. Note it said in-game currency. So this is, again, it's an RPG, it's mobile, it's going to be a gacha game, so you're going to have to spend your crystals or your energy or whatever the freak it is to get yourself good and leveled, but you can also free to play. So yeah, it's a Street Fighter RPG. Hadouken!
Now, what would you be buying? You're not buying like guns and weapons.
You're purchasing energy to proceed in the game when you run out of timed energy. It's like when you're playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, or when you're playing Marvel Strike Force. You only get so far on the energy that you're given. Thank you, Thomas. Hadouken! And then once you're out, you either have to spend using crystals, and you only get the crystals by participating in, like, you know, daily events, or you purchase them with real money.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's kind of how that
Yeah,
works.
that's how they get you.
Yeah, that's why it's called a gotcha game.
Yeah. I play Marvel Strike Force and I play the
As do
DC
I.
Legends. Well, I think Marvel Strike Force is a lot better. It's a
Heck
lot
yeah.
easier to be free to play if you go on the website too, because they give you a lot of free stuff on the website.
Yep.
But but yeah, if you want to
So-
get all the good tunes, you gotta
Oh yeah, if you
Put
want
all the
Apocalypse, you're
money
gonna
in it.
you're gonna pay if you want Apocalypse.
Nah,
That's just
I
what
don't
it
have to
is.
pay for him.
That's just what it is. So anyway, pre-registration for Street Fighter Duel is opened. 50,000 have already pre-registered. Go there now and get it if you're down for a Street Fighter mobile RPG.
Well, I might just have to download that for my husband.
Best and easiest way to learn Satsui no Hado.
Huh?
Best way to learn Satsui no Hado. That's the art form. That's the martial arts that Ken and Ryu fight with. It's called Satsui no Hado.
Oh, I thought you sneezed for a second, so I was gonna.
Actually,
say
no.
something.
The Satsui no Hado is the evil Hado that Ryu succumbs to. The martial art that Ken and Ryu use is called Shotokan.
That's what it is. That's the one that Akuma.
It is so sad. I know all this.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You
But-
have a niche, and that's okay.
Well, like
Everybody
I said,
needs a niche, and I say that because I too have a niche, and I need to be okay with it.
I have a niece and nephew. So-
I need to
ah.
add. See, I need to add Ken and Ryu to the background here.
who likes to
All
eat,
right.
What?
who likes to eat quiche?
I love quiche.
I love
a
quiche.
good
Quiche is delicious.
Spanish Florentine. Oh, and I'm set for the weekend.
Mwah, chef's kiss. Except no mushrooms because we watch Last of Us.
Next.
It's not the mushrooms, baby. It's not the mushrooms.
Okay, let's get back into some crazy streamer news. You guys ready for this? Paramount streaming channel and the Showtime network channel will be merging together to create two new platforms named Paramount Plus with Showtime. Two platforms.
So original.
So weird. So, I mean, that's actually kind of smart for Showtime because Showtime's just kind of been out there,
Yeah.
kinda hanging out, doing stuff. They have a couple of shows. I can't even think about like what shows that are on their
I
channel
can't
that I
either.
like. But I don't have Showtime, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just don't watch
Isn't
those.
Showtime like the extra channel carrier for boxing events now? Like it was on
Yeah.
HBO and then it got moved to Showtime. It's like, where's boxing now?
I think
Yeah.
I think it's still on Showtime.
Yeah, it depends on. It could be a Showtime pay-per-view, which you still have to pay for, but it's put on by Showtime.
Yeah.
So on the streaming side, there's Showtime streaming service and the Paramount Plus streaming service. Both of those products are going to come together to create Paramount Plus with Showtime, the streamer. The premier tier of Paramount Plus with Showtime will have Showtime content available alongside Paramount Plus content. Does that make sense? Cool.
Yeah.
Now, Showtime is currently a cable network, right? So there's still going to be a cable network. That network will no longer be called Showtime. It will instead be called Paramount Plus with Showtime, same name, the TV channel. And then on that end, the TV's network profile will receive a boost by airing Paramount Plus originals in addition to the Showtime originals, as well as Paramount Plus movies that come to the services. Kind of odd. You know, it's like they're not exactly the same, but they're the same.
They're
Killing
just
me.
rebranding the cable network since they're putting it under its umbrella. That's really
Yeah.
all it is. So
And giving and like, and I was like, why does this help Showtime by changing the name? But they're gonna get like Top Gun Maverick.
yeah, they'll start getting like a lot of exclusive movies that like HBO does with HBO Max and
Exactly.
HBO. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it'll drive viewership up. I mean, for both because the Paramount Plus people will get all the Showtime stuff that they may not have gotten, and the Showtime people will get the Paramount Plus stuff, which could be some really good gets for movies and things. So other than that, I don't really care. I mean, woo, rebrand.
I know, but I mean, depending on what you watch, I mean, things are already happening. So cancellations at Showtime have begun. So the show Three Women, Let the Right One In, and American Gigolo, which has John Barenthal.
Yeah. Oh, and that
have-
upsets me because Jay Washington's on that.
Canceled.
Our friend on New Rockstars, Jay Washington.
Tell him sorry. Tell him we said sorry. Canceled.
Yeah.
Additionally, it's being reported that Dexter New Blood is canceled at Showtime and will not receive a season 2. But I guess there's some prequels that may be in store for Dexter. So if you like the whole Dexter series, I guess they're gonna go back in time and do how Dexter origin stories. So
Oh wow, I might watch those if they don't have Michael C. Hall in them.
Yeah, we're
Exactly.
gonna see how Dexter was a serial killer before he was. Yeah,
So like young Sheldon, but serial killer.
already did that in season 1 of Dexter. If you ever watched Dexter, like
I did it because I don't like Michael C. Hall.
yeah, like they kind of already do that, and like like season 1 has a lot of his dad teaching him how to channel his like murderous rage.
Holy cow! I never
Wow.
Young Sheldon. That's funny. Young Sheldon is like 2 hugs away from being Dexter. That's funny.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't
All right,
think
so-
he could ever be Dexter though, because isn't he like, doesn't he faint when he sees blood?
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
So
I think
he'd
you're
be
right.
he'd be like, okay, look, I'm gonna kill you, but I can't watch. So that would be an interesting concept for a serial killer.
There you go. I think
I'm
we just
shooting
pitched-
you, I'm shooting you, but
We
you're
just pitched a
missing.
new
I can't
series.
watch you.
All right, so the merger's happening sometime later this year, but Paramount Plus and Showtime, or Paramount Plus with Showtime, is coming. It's weird how they didn't have to like jump through any hoops to do this. It was just announced and it's done. You know how like the whole Warner Brothers Discovery took time, and FCC
Really
stuff.
publicized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I think Paramount already owned Showtime, so that was just another merger thing for them.
I was gonna say, I think didn't Paramount buy like the parent company of Showtime a while back, and they were just now getting around to it. Probably, I think that's what happened. I don't remember.
They're probably just merging networks and saying, okay, well now let's just make it all one thing.
Yeah, that's true. Because Paramount Plus started only back in like 2021.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're probably just going through phases of merging content. It's all about the
Mhm.
content. All right, on to some DC news. Not the greatest
What?
DC news though. Oops.
Oh yeah.
HBO Max has announced that the DC shows Titans and Doom Patrol are both coming to an end after their 4th season. Ouch. You guys watch
So-
Doom Patrol or Titans or both? Or
Yeah.
I watched Titans.
I watched Doom Patrol.
I watched Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is easily one of the best shows on TV.
It really is a great show. And I watched Titans for a while. I have a lot of emotions wrapped up in all of that, and so I have to give myself time for each story arc because I remember it vividly from the comics, and so I have a little bit of issues. But I've watched the first 2 seasons of Titans, and we're on the 3rd season of Doom Patrol right now. So, and they've both been excellent.
I really
Excellent.
like Titans. I really enjoyed Titans. I used to have DC Universe for like that first season or something like that.
Yeah.
I watched that, and I watched Young Justice. So I was really sad to hear this. I never really got into Doom Patrol. I don't know why. It just didn't really grab me. But I mean, hey, it's got Brendan Fraser in it. Maybe the show costs too much money now.
Well, it is a really good show that like it's about misfits. It's like the Island of Misfit Toys, but with a lot more cursing. So a lot more cursing. But but it really is. I mean, it is an excellent show. I mean, I can't agree with Phil Moore. You won't hear that often, but yeah, I can't agree with Phil Moore. That it's a very well written, poignant show. It can be really poignant at times, and it gets really over the top and really zany, and you just kind of have to go in with it, suspending your disbelief. Anything can happen on that show, and it will.
Cool.
And it's also got Monsieur Malade and the Brain and Madame Rouge in it, so I'm pretty happy about that.
So we should note that I guess the plan for this to be canceled after season 4 has been in the works, and this is preceded, before the whole Warner Brothers Discovery merger, before the whole James Gunn, Peter Safran, becoming co-CEOs of DC Studios. So
Yeah.
I guess this has been in the plans. Gunn even said the decision to end the series precedes us, but I certainly wish the best for the talented group of creators, actors, and the rest of the crew that produced both shows. So I guess he didn't have
Yeah, it seems like, especially like Doom Patrol would be something right up his alley to keep going. Because
Mhm.
that's really something like the quirky offbeat characters. He loves stuff like that and loves
Right.
to explore that.
James
So,
Gunn mentioned
yeah.
a while back in an interview that he loved Doom Patrol because he was just like, it's such a good property to do. It's one of those
Mhm.
things that, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy where like not very many people know about it, and it's just a really well done property. So,
But people that are
Mhm.
like people that have read the comics, I mean, Doom Patrol, it really does touch a lot of different of the big DC properties. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
they fought with the Titans. I want to say one of them was in the Outsiders for a minute. Like, they've all kind of branched out and then come back and had different
Mhm.
iterations, and all of those people have worked with
Well,
other.
it's got Cyborg.
Yeah, cyber. Well,
well, Cyborg has always been on Teen Titans, but
Yeah.
he was a member of Doom Patrol for a little while in the comics. It wasn't
Mhm.
they made him like a main character in the Doom Patrol show, but he had a very short stint with Doom
I was gonna
Patrol.
say he was like he did a stint with them with Gar in the Titans. I remember that, and then I know when Gar went back to them when they restarted the series, he went there for a little bit, but then he left. So he was like a reserve member, right? At the
Mhm.
most, yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, because he's always been a member of Teen Titans, which always kind of was something weird to me that they did these crossover episodes with Titans and Doom Patrol, but Cyborg wasn't really on Titans.
Mhm. Yeah, real
yeah,
odd.
yeah, because like in the shows he wasn't, but in the comics, yeah, he very much. And that's why like the Justice League and having Cyborg in there before other people. I mean, I understand it and I understand why they did it. And Cyborg is an amazing character. I've always loved him. But give him back to the Titans because that's where he
Yes.
started,
Exactly.
starting with the Titans and then move him up to the Justice League because that'll make it better. It'll like give depth to him being, pulled up to the show, so to speak. So,
Exactly. The major leagues. Okay.
yeah.
The fourth season of Titans and Doom Patrol each consist of 12 episodes, split into 2 6-episode chunks. I think we're through both first halves, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right.
It's
Let's
sad.
get into it. Speaking of shaking up the DC universe, oh my goodness. You guys ready? You excited?
No, I'm not. Not at all. Why do you ask?
After months of wondering and speculating what James Gunn and Peter Safran have been planning for DC Studios, they have revealed the first slate of film and TV projects in the pipeline. I'm super excited. They did also say that some rules that they're going to live by is that in creating their new DCU, anyone cast in the DC TV side as a character will also respectively play that character on the film side. So that's kind
And
of
in
fun.
animation too. He said
And-
through.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
One big universe. No one actor will play 2 parts. I think that kind of goes back to the whole Jason Momoa thing. Because it's right out of that.
Yeah, and I could see that. It could also be like Robert Pattinson won't play the Batman in the main DCU. He's going to play him in the Matt Reeves Elseworlds DCU part, and so like he won't go and be 2 Batman as well. So they'll have a different one. I think I could see that being part of it as well.
I totally agree. The projects will spin out of the events of the upcoming Flash movie. That's why they haven't canceled Flash. It's like this is the jump off point, which will soft reboot the DC universe. But Aquaman and Blue Beetle, among others, will still be canon in the new timeline, which is interesting that they added that Aquaman will
Yeah.
be still canon.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of the thing that I'm surprised about because I thought that they were saying that they were going to recast Jason Momoa as Lobo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't know what's going to first of all, we don't know what Flash is going to set up. Like we know the titles that are coming out. We don't know how the Flash is going to set that up. So this Aquaman, even though it's canon, they could absolutely switch it to Elseworlds.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. And I mean, they could make him Lobo. They could kill him off after the second one, this iteration of Aquaman, and then make him Lobo.
Yeah. That it's a good point because as much as they're making it one big DCU, they're still saying yes, there's going to be pockets that are Elseworlds.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of what they need to do with DC is like tell all these stories so we get different versions of the
that was the fun of
DCU.
it. I mean, you had the JSA and the JLA that ran concurrent, because they were in different worlds. And, so you can tell stories like that. I mean, yeah, they also did a huge crisis and then did a couple more and, tried to fix things. And
Superman got a mullet. Things happen,
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Which actually, there's a movie that's in this slate that has to do with that, Elseworlds versions of characters. I'm not gonna jump too much into it, but yeah.
Super Mullet Man. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Gunn said in the video that he released, storytelling is always king, and that's all that matters to us, which I love that he said that. He also discusses DC's commitment to letting creators tell their stories without a ton of managerial interference, which is one of the many things that caused such a big mess in the first place. Totally true. And he can kind of speak to it from his point of view too. It's like, hey, I need to make the films and make the properties that I need to make. Like, look at Peacemaker. Like, trust me, I can do this. So
trust the people that you've hired to do the job you've hired them for.
Exactly. And he added that they're not calling it a phase. This first chapter, it's chapter 1, and it's called Gods and Monsters.
Chapter 1. Oh yeah, it is.
Chapter 1.
There is actually a Wonder Woman one shot called Gods and Monsters.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that he did that.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I heard, there were certain keywords that I heard in his speech, and as soon as I heard those keywords, I was like, "Yep, we're good, we're fine. He knows what he's doing. I'm cool," because it was comic lingo, and it wasn't just regular. It was DC comic lingo specific, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well that's good." So I'm like, "Yay, he knows what we want." So
okay, let's talk about what he announced, and then we can get into each one, talk about it, because some of the stuff super excited about. Some of the stuff I didn't know what it was going to be. Some of the stuff I'm just like, I could take it either way, but I trust in Gunn. So let's run through it. So Superman Legacy is going to be a movie. The Brave and the Bold is going to be a movie, and that's pretty much Bat family centric. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow will be a series, so I'm assuming all these series will go to HBO Max.
Wait, did they say Supergirl was going to be a series? I thought it was going to be a movie. I may have mixed it up. I only watched it a couple of times, so
I'll go back. I wrote down series, but I mean it could be a movie, but I wrote down series. This one I'm excited for. Paradise Lost will be a series. Booster Gold is a movie. The Lanterns will be a series. The Authority will be a movie. That one's kind of interesting. This is where it's like James Gunn at his finest, is like giving us stuff we didn't know we wanted, but after we watch it, we're gonna want more. The Authority is a movie. Creature Commandos is going to be an animated series,
and I think that's so cool.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was going to announce an anime. Or not anime, but like animation. I don't know why I said anime.
Waller is going to have a new series, and then a Swamp Thing movie.
Huh.
Lots going on.
So wait a minute. Is there anything concerning any of the CW shows? Like, is CW going to continue to make DC shows? Or are those all getting canceled? Is everything getting
CW 's
rebooted?
done.
Like what's going on?
CW's done, man.
Oh,
They
yeah.
already announced that the Flash is on the last season. This season's going to be the last season of the Flash. Arrow's already done. Legends of
So,
Tomorrow's already done. Like,
Yeah.
so they're not going to continue Superman and Lois?
probably not.
If they do, they may just switch it over to HBO and HBO Max.
The thing
Oh,
is
no,
that
I
if
really
he's-
enjoyed it.
the thing is that if he's making everything one concurrent world, then Superman and Lois is not going to be the thing anymore.
Dang,
They could
that's a
just
good
slap an
show.
Elseworlds on it.
They haven't announced anything about
Yeah.
Superman and Lois yet, but everybody's saying it's got 1 or 2 more seasons.
And is
Yeah, and
is,
they may be writing it out. Like they may be writing that out because if
and is
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Is Flash canceled, or is Flash like
Flash is going to be
with
ending.
a final episode that's going to end the series, or are they just canceling it?
Yeah,
They're
Flash
ending it
is-
after the seasons.
They're ending it after the season. Like it's. I mean, 7 seasons, man. It's long enough.
All right, so they'll have a final episode.
Yeah, it's gonna happen
Yeah, yeah.
now.
Oh, Supergirl is a movie, by the way. The Woman of Tomorrow is a movie.
Okay. I will update my notes.
And I
So
want to
that's
say,
weird.
I think Booster Gold is a series. But let me double check.
You double
The
check it. Let's run through it.
Lanterns.
So
Lance
let's run
Reddick.
through this. We'll run through each one individually while you look that up. So Superman Legacy. This is really the start of the DCU, and this is all stuff that Gunn talked about in his announcement today. It's not an origin story. It focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks of kindness as old-fashioned. So this film, it's weird that he gave this a date. Superman Legacy will be released July 11th, 2025. So 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you know what else happens in 2025? Freaking X-Men comes to MCU. Same year. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, that's going to be a big year of Marvel versus DC on the big screen. I'm
See,
telling you.
that's also giving them enough time to properly, end shows and storylines.
Yeah. hmm
Mhm.
To like wrap everything up before they reintroduce everything. It's a good call.
Jeez Louise, it's like the new 52 all over again. Ugh. All right.
I'm interested. We'll see what happens,
I am interested. The runs that he was talking about, like when he was saying that it's showing the pictures of like All-Star Superman and the Superman titles like that Grant Morrison was doing and all of that Superman, like that first story arc of All-Star Superman was probably one of the best Superman stories I've ever read.
Mhm.
And I'm not a big Superman fan, so I'm actually pretty excited about it because it's going to show his humanity. It's going to show him trying to fit into a world he knows he doesn't fit into and will never fit into because he's stronger, he's faster, he's invulnerable. He can do all of this stuff, and all he wants to do is be human.
Right.
He's the opposite of he's Pinocchio, basically.
Yeah,
He's Pinocchio in a god's body.
Yeah, he's a god wrestling with his own mortality.
Yeah, and I think that is the way to do it. There's not, you don't have to be emo about it. He is a positive person. He's from Kansas, for God's sakes,
Yeah.
and he grew up on a farm. He's a naive young boy, not young boy, but a naive boy who comes to the big city, who knows how to save the world, punch boulders, and he knows how to make diamonds. He knows all of this stuff, but he doesn't have life experience. And I think that's where it's gonna lay. Does he do what gives the most people hope and kindness, and that is where it all stems from. And I don't think the movies have really got that yet.
We only got 2.5 years to talk about it, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
So-
I'll go through my phase of I don't want to see it anymore. No, I
So-
do. No, I don't.
So, quick question. So, this is all happening thanks to the Gunniverse. If people wanted to start on the comics, where should they start? Have the comics been rebooted again? Because they got rebooted in the New 52, and then it got rebooted again. Has it been rebooted since that post New 52 reboot?
There was Rebirth that happened at
Yeah.
52. I'm not sure if anything's been out since then. John, I
Okay.
don't think anything's been.
I don't think there
rebooted.
hasn't been any big,
Well,
universe shattering.
They're kind of doing it right now. Like they killed the Justice League, and then
Okay.
right
Eh,
now,
So, like,
They kill a Justice
right now
League all the time.
the Nightwing is kind of in charge of everything, and they actually right now, instead of them bringing back the Justice League, Titans are the new big world saviors. Is the Titans, and they're not
Yeah.
changing their name
And
to
they're
Justice
in,
League. They're just the Titans, and we're gonna
they're in
support Earth.
Bloodhaven now too, right? Because of Nightwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then again, if people wanted to get back into the comics, where's a good place to start?
As far as like the new DCU, I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be different for different things. Like,
Mhm.
I'm going to reread we'll talk about Authority
Because these
later,
are going to
but-
be based off of something. Like all
Yeah.
of the animated stuff that you're seeing on HBO Max right now is all based in the New 52.
right.
Mhm.
So
I would recommend if anything, just knowing James Gunn and the way that he looks at these books, I would suggest probably All Star Superman and Kingdom Come.
Well, let's
Yeah.
get into the next one because I think there's going to be some good jumping off points that we can probably all talk about.
All Star
so-
Superman, I would say for sure.
Mhm.
And then go from there, like just other things. And James Gunn, obviously, he's going to talk about it more, and he'll start talking about, we're inspired. It's been inspired by this. It's inspired by that, and then you can start reading stuff by that. But I know All Star Superman is something that he has said that he liked, and that's what he was basing his Superman on.
Mhm.
cool.
All right, so next up, Batman Brave and the Bold, which is interesting because there's actually a cartoon with that same name. And he said,
love it.
so this is the introduction of the DCU Batman, Bruce Wayne, and also introducing our favorite Robin, Damian Wayne,
Ugh.
who's a little
He's a little
son of a bitch.
psychopath.
Oh, he is
Yeah.
a psycho. That's why I love Damien so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, he's a
I
little
love
psychopath.
Damian Wayne, man.
He's a little son of a bitch, an assassin murderer who is unwittingly takes on who's Batman's actual son that he doesn't know exists for the first 8 to 10 years of his life, and he brings into his life, and this is the story. So they've done this in the comics. Yes, it's actually kind of interesting. It's a very strange sort of father and son story about the two of them, and it's based on the Grant Morrison's run of the Batman. There's a couple of comic book writers that have been exceptionally influential on our stuff, and Grant Morrison and Tom King are probably the two primary ones. So there you go. So if you wanted to, see what's going to happen with Batman Brave and the Bold, go check out some of the Grant Morrison stuff.
Yeah.
Like, my big thing with Damien is you got to remember Damien grew up just knowing nothing but the League of Shadows, right?
Oh
So-
yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying that,
Well, I mean, like,
He's-
he gets into Bruce. He comes into Bruce's life, and the whole point was that he was supposed to kill Bruce,
yeah.
and he ends up learning humanity, and he ends up learning how to be a person by just being around his dad,
Mhm.
which is weird because Bruce has no humanity. If you really look into like Bruce himself, like Bruce is just brooding, just. He's not the most human person, but he can teach people how to be human. It's a trip.
He's Bruce on Adderall
Yeah.
with
I-
murderous tendencies. That's really what it is. He's like that concentrate, that orange juice concentrate. It's just that like real orange juicy flavor. That's it. He's the orange juice concentrate of Bruce. He really is.
I like Damian Wayne. I think he's fun.
He
Like,
is.
and he has like he's a little bit of like Wolverine, if that makes any sense. Like, Yeah, he's a little bit of a good guy, but he's also kind
He's
of an
short.
ass.
He can't
He's
control his
short.
anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's prone to violence at a
Yeah.
drop of a hat.
Willing to stab
but
you at any
He's
point.
also very literal. So
And he can't get drunk.
Yeah.
Because no one will let him have any beer.
Yeah. He's very literal because he doesn't understand anything, so it's just that I think it's almost like the Drax effect. That's what's kind of funny about him, is that he doesn't understand humor and subtlety.
Right.
He learns going on, right? Just the more he hangs out with Tim Drake and Dick Grayson, like he starts learning a little more and more. But it's like,
Yeah. Well, and I really loved the storyline between him and Dick when Dick Grayson was Batman, and then afterwards, because it was like Dick Grayson did things purposefully to irritate him and to like really make him think about humanity and people and stuff. And I just love that dynamic, because that was something that you would see Dick do to Bruce, and so you see the mirroring and how Bruce handled it and how Damian handled it, and so you kind of see where had Bruce grown up like Damian, he would have been Damian. He would have been just like that, with that kind of thing. And so just to see somebody give them crap, it's a great dynamic. It's a really good, that storyline between them, so good.
Would you say they were a dynamic duo?
Oh, maybe.
See what you did there. I see. What you did
I
there.
might say, holy Batman. Dick Grayson's a better Batman than you. No, I'm just kidding. No, really. Yeah. I mean, they really were good. It was a really good twist for that.
I totally agree.
Dick was definitely a better Batman than Azrael.
Oh God. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on that.
Don't get sidetracked. Don't get
me started.
All right, let's move on. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow is up next.
She is. I'm sorry.
This is based on Tom King's. Here you go, Forrest. Based on Tom King's wonderful comic book series that came out just last year and won a bunch of awards. This is a very different type of Supergirl. In our series, this is all from Gunn. In our series, we see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time as an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock chip of Krypton and watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the 14 years of her life, and then came to Earth, where she was a young girl and is much more hardcore. She's not exactly the Supergirl we're used to seeing. I dig this.
Yeah, Supergirl suffered when she first came onto the scene. She suffered from the we need a girl version of this hero. We need somebody that is going to be appealing to women and to young girls, to girls that we want to get them in, and that's why that's one of the reasons why Supergirl was brought in. And so they didn't really ever do anything with her. So I love this take on it because what did she do? Was she in that suspended animation for 14 years? Well, that's not a fun story. So this part, I think it's amazing. And I think it'll bring depth to her. And I would love to see her have a little bit of a like PTSD type thing and abandonment issues and, that kind of thing where she's survived all of this and now she's got to learn how to live.
She's going to have a little bit of Damian Wayne in her. You know what I mean? Like she's going to be jaded.
If he's got something to say about it, she will.
That's what I'm saying. All right, let's keep going. I do have for this next one, I have a...
Hold on, real quick before we get into the next thing. Forrest has to get going.
Oh, Forrest.
Bye, Forrest.
Yeah, I gotta be at work stupid early in the morning, so kind of makes me mad because I wanted to stay for the whole show. Okay, so real quick, pluggables. If you don't have one of these things, you can go to kybercave.com and get yourself a lightsaber. If you have the lightsaber, you can go to saberfont.com and look up this guy who you can get saber fonts from. Aside from that, I'm here like all the time, or I'm there 2 nights a week, or I'm doing this with Mrs. Forrest. And you can find that on Kyber K Productions YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that stuff, and like and subscribe here. So that's
Awesome.
everything. Hopefully next week you'll see a little more fuzzy face me.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Good
Bye,
night, everybody.
Force. Bye.
Bye,
Thank
girl.
you.
Bye,
See you later,
James.
Force. All right. Are you ready for a Paradise-opsis?
I'm ready for Paradise Lost.
Synopsis.
Paradise Lost is a series. It's going to be Game of Thrones-esque story about Themyscira, Paradise Island, the home of the Amazons, and it's also the birthplace of Wonder Woman. This drama, it's really about the political intrigue behind a society of all women. Ooh, that's kind of cool. How did it come about? What is the origin of that, of an island of all women? What are the beautiful truths and the ugly truths behind all that? And what's the scheming like between the different players in the society? It takes place before the birth of Diana, so it's an early history of Themyscira. I'm into this.
So
I wonder what origin story they're gonna go with once
Yeah.
Diane is born.
the picture that's on there, did you get that? Is that from Phil Jimenez?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I knew about that before it happened. Anyway, because Phil and I had a conversation about it one year. Anyway, so
Look at you name dropping.
sorry. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, the floating islands. I remember when we were talking about that. That's when I told him that I was pregnant. Not with his child,
Oh,
with my child. But he was one of the first people to know. It's a Comic-Con story. Anyway,
I was like,
totally off track.
getting really
I'm so
awkward.
sorry. I'm
No.
so sorry. I'm
So
really excited about this. I mean,
you
I've
and
got
Phil
my
have a child.
my diadem on, like Biggie style.
I like it.
And oh, thanks. No, I'm really excited about it. There's Wonder Woman Historia, which was a 3 issue series, and I'm wondering if they're not going to base a lot of it on that, because it tells the story before Wonder Woman. And so they have a lot to do, and it's also Phil Jimenez does some of the art for it. I know Nicola. Why
Tesla?
can't I remember? No, why can't I remember her name now? Oh my gosh, I talk to her all the time. Anyway, she
Name dropping. I get it.
Sorry,
I
she
just-
does it. These are all people that have done like Wonder Woman before, and but they got 3 amazing artists to do the inside and the covers, and the art is just fantastic. So if you want to pick up something that I think is going to help with the Paradise Lost, now it's going to be more Game of Thrones, so I'm sure they're going to rev up the drama and all that, but I
Mhm.
think some
Nicola
of it will
Scott.
be based on that. That's it, Nicola Scott. Yeah. But they all did a really good job. And Kelly, I think it's Kelly Sue DeConnick is the writer for it, and she wrote all 3 issues, and it's just so good. I love
Awesome.
it. I can't say enough how much I love it. But I really think that's what's going to happen here, and I also really want to see some interesting cameos. I wonder if we're not going to see some of the gods, like the Greek myth.
Mhm. Well, I mean, maybe
gods in
that's
it.
like gods and monsters. That's the chapter we're in, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and I also had a weird theory that it may tell the story of how they lost to Heracles, and because Hippolyta lost the girdle of Hestia. I can't say her name. I don't know.
Hestia.
Hestia, thank you. When she lost that, that's when they decided to move them to Themyscira, if they go by the history of the DC universe, written by Marv
Interesting.
Wolfman, and George Perez did all the thing. But yeah, like how they
Shout out to
moved
Titans.
them. Yeah, shout out to Titans. And I think maybe that's it. The journey there might be like a first episode, or someone may tell the story and we may see it in flashbacks, and
Mhm.
then then we see them thriving in Themyscira, and we start seeing the factions who want to rule, and they could bring in the Bonham McNall. They are another faction, and I want to say there's another Amazonian faction out there somewhere, but I can't remember if that's stories I've heard or if it was actually in the DC comics. But They have
just-
some.
I just love that he compared it to Game of Thrones. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
you just got me right off the bat, just like that.
Well, and I
That's
mean,
awesome.
it's perfect for that setting because they're away from man's, like the world of men. So they're
Mhm.
isolated. So seeing how these factions and does it happen the same way as a male dominated world? Do they do things differently? You know, I'm assuming there's going to be murder and intrigue. I'm excited for that. But
I'm excited for murder.
well, I'm excited to see that because, you know, a lot of the times we see the Amazons through Diana's eyes, and
Yeah.
Diana has that. They're her idols. They're her role
Mhm.
models. They're who
Mhm.
she's grown up with. So she's going to see them through rose colored glasses.
Mhm.
Whereas if we see the other side, not from her perspective, we may start seeing the scars and the flaws and the cracks. And I think it's got a lot of meat to have that political intrigue. I just wonder
know.
how they're going to do it. And like, or is there going to, there's probably going to be a lot of like, you know, women on women sex. And there's going to be, you know, depending
if
on
you
how,
have to,
how
if you
how
have to,
MA
like,
they're going to
okay.
do it. But
Knowing James Gunn and knowing James Gunn, there's probably going to be a few sex scenes that pop up.
right. But I mean, if they say
mean-
Game of Thrones, I mean, how many freaking sex scenes were in the first season of Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, let alone the whole series?
Yeah.
But
Got to
but
be
yeah.
like girl on girl, and they got to be sisters or something. So
All
if you're gonna
Amazons
compare
are
it to Game of
sisters.
Thrones.
Did you not know
See?
that?
There you go. That's awesome. All right, let's keep going. Booster Gold is imposter syndrome as a superhero. It's about a loser from the future who uses basic future technology to come back to today and pretend to be a superhero. It's a series like all the other series for HBO Max. This is like right up James Gunn's alley of like, let's pick a flawed hero and put him in weird positions, and we get to see behind the scenes of him being flawed. And that's exactly who Booster Gold is.
I've been saying for years that they need to do Booster Gold, and just because with this world of social media that we live in now, like
Mhm.
Booster Gold as a character embodies that. Like he comes from the future, literally records a like a reality TV show
Yeah.
showing him as, you know, the greatest superhero, but he stages everything. So it's like,
Yeah. No, I mean it's total. You could say he's a social media influencer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's basically what he is. You know, I haven't gotten into some stuff that I want to get into, but we can do that another time.
Yeah.
Because
He just
I
seems fun.
yeah.
It seems like it's going to be a fun series.
I think it's going to be really
Or
good. I
movie.
think we'll see.
oh, it's a series. I confirmed already.
Yes, it's a series, but I really think that Booster Gold's not just going to stick to his own TV show. I think we may see him in other places
I
Oh, yeah.
think, well,
because
yeah,
the time travel, and he has the capacity to bring the Legion of Superheroes into the DCU.
yeah. Well, I mean, he also does travel in time, and he becomes
Yeah.
part of the Justice League and everything like that. Like, I think this whole show is going to be him going from like a very vapid, you know, wannabe to becoming an actual hero, and it's like going to show the growth of him as a person, which is kind of what I want. in
Yeah.
Gold. I don't want something where he's just, you know, like I don't want something that's a comedy that is just Booster Gold being a reality TV guy for 10 episodes. You know, I want something where he has, you know, emotional and character growth that makes him become an actual hero.
Yeah, and I want to see that. I think at the end of it, I want to see it. Like, you know how they did Sherlock? Did you either of you watch Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch one? They were like, there were 2-hour movies, and they did 3 episodes, like whenever they wanted, I guess. But in the beginning, Sherlock was a great detective, but not a good man. By the end of it, he was a good man. So I want to see that arc. I want to see that.
That's good.
I also want to see him
Mhm.
make that, you know, make a step forward and then retreat a little and then make a step forward. You know, I
Yeah.
want to earn that. I want to earn that growth. I also
That's
want to
great.
see it kind of at first be kind of quantum leapy, where he leaps into something and he's like, I've got to, you know, make myself look like the natives, and I've got to, you know, where he's trying to acclimate. a little bit, and then
Or
he
he
finally,
screws something up and he's like, I'm just gonna back out of this.
yeah, I just
Go to a
gotta go.
different era.
You know,
That's
something.
funny.
But I want to see a little bit of that wackiness too, because probably one of my favorite reasons to like Booster Gold was when he would team up with Ted Kord and they would get into
Mhm.
just the wackiest adventures and go, and you were just like, why? And Ted would have to just basically clean up the mess that he made. They always worked out. It always worked out in the end. And I'd like to see some of that too. So I'd like to see some wackiness, but I also want to see some growth. I want to see that, you know, pivotal episode where he makes the decision to be a hero and not do something for himself. But yeah.
I think this next one is probably the biggest thing coming to HBO as far as DC goes. So Lanterns is a huge HBO quality TV event. It's already in development, and our vision for this is very much in the vein of True Detective, which is kind of cool.
I love it.
Terrestrial based. It's got two of the favorite Lanterns, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, starring in a True Detective style type mystery. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. And it's going to play a big role leading into the main story that we're telling across our film and television. So this is a very important show for us.
I would say this is the linchpin.
Yeah.
This is going to be the linchpin, because if you think about it, you've got your big three. You've got your Superman, your Wonder Woman, your Batman. But Green Lantern's in a class of all his own. He's a space cop. He's not just for Earth. He's got a sector, and that sector's got to be copped, right? And so they've got two lanterns, and so they both take on responsibilities. Yeah, you know, Earth, we're troublemakers, so we're gonna get into it. So that's gonna happen. But I do see this as being the main linchpin and their focal point of world building, because you can bring so many different characters into this. You can bring the Phantom Stranger, you can bring the Spectre, you can bring Constantine. Well, Constantine I think something later, but you can bring the Question. The Question could be, if they're doing True Detective, the Question is almost a slam dunk, because that's the person that asks the questions and solves the mysteries. Phantom Stranger, go ahead.
Or just like how Guardians went cosmic for the MCU, they could do this and use the Green Lantern to jump off anything happening somewhere else in the universe. You know? Yeah,
no, absolutely. I just think as far as like bringing other characters and bringing different parts of the universe in, it's a good show that can bridge that, because you do have, like, Hal at one point becomes the Spectre, and you know, and you know, and there's Kyle, and Kyle becomes Parallax at one point, and he's Ion, and then you've got like Guy Gardner. So you've got all these lanterns that they could spotlight. And I mean, who doesn't want to see Kilowog? Who doesn't want to see Kilowog? I do. I want to see live action Kilowog. I do. So I mean, and
I just want Chip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, what about Atrocitus? I can never say his name either. What about his cat? What about the cat?
Atrocitus and Rex.
Yes, I want Rex. But like, there are so many stories to tell, and you don't even have to stick with Green Lanterns. You know, you could, you know, introduce all the other lanterns in there. You could do a Blackest Night, which I thought was amazingly done. And
I think they're eventually going to do Blackest Night. That would make the most sense to do Blackest Night. It was one of the biggest Green Lantern story arcs.
I think that it's gonna, I mean, it may build to that like Blackest Night may be one of their you know, all heroes on deck.
That may be like chapter 5 or chapter 6.
Yeah, it may be one of those.
That's when Batman becomes a White Lantern.
Right. And then Wonder Woman becomes a Pink Lantern. Or pink. Indigo? No, pink. Star Sapphire. Whatever, they're pink.
Okay, let's keep going, because I mean, we're like halfway through. There's still a ton more coming. So there's the Authority, which I think is super interesting, because this is a Wildstorm property. Because, you know, Wildstorm, DC about Wildstorm, but they haven't really done a ton with Wildstorm. So I think it's interesting that Gunn is reaching into this, especially in his initial jump off chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. He's diving into the Wildstorm, universe or mythology. So he said they're great Wildstorm characters that were incredibly popular for a long time, and we're incorporating them into the DCU. And one of the things with the DCU is that it isn't just a story of heroes and villains. Not every movie and TV show is going to be about good guy versus bad guy. Giant thing from the sky comes and the good guy wins. There are black hats, white hats, and gray hats. There are people that are anti-heroes, and there are people that are very questionable, like the Authority, who basically believe that you can't fix the world in an easy manner, and they are sort of take things into their own hands. They take the Authority and they start to do what they think is the right thing. Kind of interesting. Very anti-hero.
It's definitely a leap, and I'm all for it, because anytime James Gunn does anything that's leapy, I've never seen it where it wasn't a good thing to do. It wasn't a smart decision, right? Because again, Guardians of the Galaxy, or even looking at the fact that he did why am I all of a sudden forgetting his name? John Cena.
Peacemaker.
Right? Like he just decided to make a Peacemaker show.
John Cena!
You just want to do your soundbite.
So I love The Authority. I read it when it first came out. I need to reread it. And I loved, like, Jenny Sparks is one of my favorites, and she's not there anymore. She hadn't been there for a while, but I just loved the whole. They didn't think about we have to save everyone. They thought about what's best for humanity. It was that they had big picture in mind. They weren't, this earthquake, we have to save everyone in this earthquake disaster. They were like, well, this is something that the world has, and if you see overpopulation, so they think about it differently, and they all have these very unique, different powers.
This feels like it could be right up Gunn's alley, where it's like, hey, let's push the boundaries of like PG-13, rated R, see what we could do with a property like this, and really put some character development behind these otherwise would be villains, So we'll see.
I also think that it's probably because how strong each character is written and how they work as a team, and then also the interpersonal relationships. They get muddy. They get it muddies. There's no clear water when it comes to this team. It's all muddy. And Midnighter and Apollo being a couple, and they're a really strong couple. Like, they really have each other's back. They're not entirely functional, but they are a strong couple. And I think it's important to show that too. And it's that, and Gunn loves to do this too. He likes those inside jokes. Yeah. And this whole series was an inside joke on how high and mighty the Justice League were, and how they had to, how would they really do this? So,
I'm glad you said that, because this feels like it could be a sleeper hit, and almost like the DC version of The Boys.
A lot of people are comparing it to The Boys, and the funny thing is this came out before The Boys. But so The Boys would be like it. This doesn't take it nearly as far as The Boys. Like, who to be afraid of in The Boys. Mm-hmm. In this, you don't necessarily know that. You don't know from time to time who's going to be on this agenda. They all have their own agendas, and they move and they change. And I think that's what's going to be great about it. And they are going to fight, and you're going to see that, because they're messy and they have dated, and there's all this kind of animosity, and you'll see people just resenting each other because they don't, because they had a fight last night,
right.
And, something like that. You'll see.
I'm glad you had some backstory on this. That's awesome.
I love it. I cannot say enough about. I love the series. That Planetary, Stormwatch, all of those are all fantastic Wildstorm properties. And I'm so glad that they are bringing the Authority, and I just hope Planetary is coming soon, because Planetary was really good too. And so I'd really love to see both of those. And I got into Authority late and had to like go and catch up. And I think I read them all, like the first 2 arcs in like a day and a half, because I mean, it was so good, so well written.
Did Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee work for Wildstorm? I'll have to go back and look.
I want to. They started. I want to say they did with McFarlane, and then Liefeld and McFarlane. I want to say they split off and went to Image, and Lee kept with Wildstorm, and it got folded into DC, and that's why Lee is where he is
DC,
today.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Okay, keep going. Creature Commandos. This is interesting because this is going to be animation. So animation would lead into action and back into animation. So let me get that straight. Animation will lead into live action and back into animation. So again, one big DC universe. It's a way to tell a story that are gigantic and huge without spending $50 million an episode. Creature Commandos is composed of military superhumans, including a superhuman leader, a werewolf, a vampire, Frankenstein's monster, a Gorgon. Gunn also pointed out that the Weasel from his Suicide Squad will be in the show. The Band of Misfits were introduced in Weird War Tales 93, which was back in the 80s, created by J.M. Demidius?
I think it's DeMatteis.
And Pat Broderick. Interesting. Okay.
And we know Weasel survived the end of Suicide Squad because, like, at the post credits, him coming out of the water.
So that does imply that the Suicide Squad could still be canon.
Oh, I didn't think about that. You're right.
Now, remember that they said that the Flash is going to lead into them doing a soft reboot. So I mean, I think that's still going to be canon, especially because Aquaman and the Flash were in that movie. Remember?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I just wondered because people were like, "Oh, I can't believe the Suicide Squad's not going to be canon." I was like, he never said it wasn't. Like in this whole thing, he never said, "Oh, well, these aren't going to be canon anymore, guys." He was just like, "Hey, this is what we're working on." So I don't know. I mean, I think some characters may make it, some might not. Obviously we know, Cavill's out for Superman, and I'm pretty sure Gal's out for Wonder Woman. But we'll see, because we don't know, and they don't even say she's going to be in this Paradise Lost, so they have a couple of years to figure that out. But
Paradise
I'm excited.
Lost again is before Diana. So
so like they don't, like, she may not even show up in that ever, that series. So they have, like I said, they have a few years to figure out, unless they do a Wonder Woman show like after that. But I don't know if they will. I think they'll want the show to get its legs first, and then they might introduce a Wonder Woman. But speaking of Creature Commandos, though, is I really don't have a lot of knowledge of them. I know some of the characters separately, but I never read the comic itself, so I'm not sure about this. But I'm excited to learn.
Maybe this is going to be James Gunn's Doom Patrol, Band of Misfits type thing.
It could be. And I know Frankenstein's origin, and it's really awesome. So if the rest of them are as cool as that, I think it's going to be a really good animated show. I'll watch it. And then if any of them show up in live action, that would be amazing. Or if any of the live action heroes show up on this show, that would be really cool. Be cool to see Booster Gold go in there and be like, what the,
what is happening here? Yeah, totally.
How did I get here?
This next one may answer the question we had about like what's staying, what's going when it comes to the DCU and Suicide Squad. So the next series is going to be called Waller. So we're using the same actors, this is a continuation of Peacemaker. I'm working on Superman, so we can't do Peacemaker season 2. We're working on Waller in between. Interesting. So
I think it's going to be cool. I could see this being a really cool either anthology or even just a through line. Like
what I would want out of this is, like, we've already seen Amanda Waller the way she is, but I want to see more of her when she's younger and she's a special ops agent. Right. What I would really like to see is if they incorporate her New 52 origin story, and that she was on a special ops team with Slade Wilson, and that's like our introduction to Deathstroke.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that even if it's just in flashbacks. Like they could have a flashback episode.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking is like more flashbacks, and you see a younger Amanda Waller just being like this badass, super top, top secret special ops agent. And again, like there's a couple of different missions where, like she's the reason in New 52. She's the reason that Slade Wilson's wife is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I could see that where it's like telling dual stories of a younger version of her and an older version of her, so you kind of get the backstory of how she got to be so
ruthless.
Ruthless, yeah, exactly.
Called the Wall. Why she's called the Wall?
Exactly.
That's what she's called. But and we forget, or we may not forget, she was also part of Checkmate.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if this isn't the government part of it. If this isn't the government part of the universe that we're seeing with Waller. Like we're going to introduce Checkmate. We're going to introduce, what's the other one? The one that made Connor, Connell, Half-Lex, Argus.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to get that,
if we're going to mention Argus a few times. I'm pretty sure they've mentioned Argus a few times in this.
Yeah, I think they work for Argus. So like Waller works for Argus. I can't remember.
Right, but are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see Checkmate? Are we going to see Argus? Are we going to see the Black Ops people? Because we've seen Team X. Are we going to see Secret Six? Are we going to, there's so many of these reformed criminal teams now.
Yeah, I think in Black Adam, it was an Argus facility where they tried to keep him. So.
But that's what I'm saying is like they could bring all that in there. Now, I'm not saying that they, she could have been an Argus agent, or she could have been part of Checkmate first, or she could, and it's her, using her contacts in these, maybe, it's that same kind of, I see her as more of a Nick Fury type where she's the connected one. But I see her more like Nick Fury and Maria Hill mixed together. Like that kind of, she's going to make her own decisions. No one's going to tell her what to do. And she's going to come through. It's that kind of thing. And so I think if they go the route of her, like what she did prior to being in charge, I think that would be amazing. I also think it's a good jumping off point into introducing these other government agencies so that when they do have these big level events, it's not just the heroes, it's these other agencies fighting for control. And then we start to see how hindered the heroes are in that aspect.
Yeah.
This could lead to OMAC, could lead to, Maxwell Lord. I mean,
I can see that happening. Yeah.
Maxwell Lord.
Okay.
A good version of Maxwell Lord.
Well, I'm thinking the version where he decides that he finds out Batman stuff and tries to take over everything and tells Wonder Woman that he's gonna, in Final Crisis, where he tells her that no, he can take over Superman whenever, and she just snaps his neck.
Yeah,
well, I want that.
Like I said, when I say a good version of Maxwell Lord is because he was in Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. Well, and that one.
Shout out to Pedro.
Hey, yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Hey, Pedrito, we love you. But I just, I don't. That to me, that could have been anyway. It didn't have to be Maxwell Lord in that character because it wasn't really. He didn't have his powers
at all.
But
they kind of alluded to it, but it never happened.
Yeah, and that I think that was what was missing. But
because
the-
they had like the way that they kind of gave it to him was he had the power of persuasion.
right. Well,
It
yeah,
was
he
weird.
had the
I didn't
power
like
of
it.
the wish, you
So
know.
that's what I was
And
saying.
so they
like,
made
power
it
of
that. Yeah.
persuasion. Yeah, like the power
Okay.
of persuasion with him is like that is a very watered down version of Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, Maxwell Lord is like, I mean, he's almost like an evil Professor X.
Yeah.
Like his powers are a little bit different, but that's like the closest I can. Like he can control minds and he can persuade people to do stuff that they normally wouldn't do. And he did, and for the longest time, it was a secret. Like not even the fans knew about it. And then they finally brought it out. And then they just tucked it back in a pocket and then brought it out for this crisis thing where he, basically takes down the Justice League. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And I would love to see Waller and him go head to head. I think she can match him. I think even with his powers, I think she can match him. And so I'd really like to see him introduced as the head of something of an opposing government agency.
That would be a good big bad to bring back, like a series long or like season long big bad type thing. So that's cool. Okay, let's get to the last one. We're super close. So the last movie they mentioned was the Swamp Thing. I'm down with this.
I'm shocked it's a movie. I honestly am. I would have loved a series because there's so much to Swamp Thing that to really do him justice. But I really am so glad we're getting something.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're right. Like
for a
this
while.
would have been a good series. Yeah.
He's been saying for a while that he wanted to do something with Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
They, I mean, or HBO Max. The DC Universe app had one season of Swamp Thing that everybody thought was great, and that got canceled super quick, mostly because of budget and things like that. But I mean, like
that's a good point.
It would be great because what it seems like at some point, because he's also talked about doing Dark Justice League. Swamp Thing is a good jumping point for that section of the universe.
Yes.
I forgot about the Swamp Thing.
Well, you can introduce Animal Man. You can introduce Constantine. You can introduce Zatanna. Like they've all been in that. And I mean, Swamp Thing is what he's the avatar, the embodiment of the green. He's like the voice of the green,
right?
Which that's a power you actually can't ever defeat the green. There's no way to really defeat it because it just keeps going.
Yeah, it's a script that he for the longest time thought that he was a man, but he was really just, he was the embodiment of the green, and he had the consciousness of a man. And it took like what's tragic about the storyline with Swamp Thing is him coming to terms with, oh no, I'm really not back. My consciousness got transferred into this creature.
Yeah.
But like I'm not me. I am not a person. I can never become the person that I used to be because I am now a part of a bigger thing.
And it's heartbreaking. Story is heartbreaking. Him wrestling with it is so heartbreaking. I think he is probably one of the most vulnerable creatures. That is the strongest creature. Like the way that they write him, and he's so vulnerable, and he's so like he remembers everything, but he comes to terms and he realizes, no, those are just memories of somebody else. It's a past life, and I can't do it anymore. But until he comes through that, he's trying to live in both worlds.
Right.
And so I think they've got a lot there, but they can introduce so many things with him, and that like the green. We're talking elemental stuff here. This is like literally the dirt of the universe. And so, there's these titles these 10 titles that they have mentioned all open a different part of the universe up. So the Gods and Monsters is a very apt title for this chapter because some people are going to see Swamp Thing as a monster and some people are going to see him as a god. Yeah. And so I can see that. And the line between those is going to become really thin. That's why Authority's on there. To some people, they're gods. Some people, they're monsters.
So Gunn said, so it investigates the dark origins of Swamp Thing. So totally Very different than Superman or Batman or Robin. This darker character will interact with the mainstream DC characters. So that's kind of fun. It won't be like an isolated story.
Yeah.
He'll-
I
he'll
think it's
integ-
great.
Yeah, he'll play with the other DC characters, which is kind of cool. Kind of dig that. So, and that's going to be a film. So maybe they're making it a film because they had that Swamp Thing series. You know?
Well, I mean, they could make it a film and then have certain characters from Swamp Thing or characters they introduce in the movie. They could do specials with them. They could do series with them. There's a lot of other things that could be done. I do think Swamp Thing's full story and that should be a 3-movie thing. I think the first one should be telling what happened and his, him thinking he's still a man trapped inside this. I think that would be a good first movie. And then the second one, him dealing with everything. And the third one, his realization and his big bad. I think that would be a really good arc for him.
Or they do what they did with Peacemaker and introduce him in a movie and then do a series with him.
Yeah, they could do that too.
Yeah, could be. Okay, so that's all the new stuff that James Gunn talked about, but he did touch on some current projects. So holy shake-up, Batman. What about the Batman?
Part 2.
Matt Reeves, the Batman, is not dead in the new DCU. So the sequel is coming and is officially titled The Batman Part 2. Part 2. So Gunn and Safran share the excitement for Reeves' work on the Batverse and confirm that the world he's building is part of the DC Studios non-DC Elseworlds line. So kind of cool that, I mean, as much as he's trying to connect everything, he understands like, hey, let's tell good stories and tell this Matt Reeves version of Batman and keep going forward with it, which I think is cool. I think that's pretty big that he's pretty much giving Batman to Matt Reeves and say, do whatever you want.
Well, he's doing what he said. He said in that statement, give it to the creators, like the directors and the writers, and let them do it. And that's what he's doing with Matt Reeves. So, I mean, it's totally in there. It did really well. So I could absolutely see them doing that. I think the original plan, and I think that James kind of thought this all along, James and Peter, is that Elseworlds was not being utilized. They've got this built-in comic series, Elseworlds, that does these amazing one-shots. One of my favorite all-time comics is an Elseworlds comic. It's Batgirl and Supergirl, and it's basically their world's finest, and it's amazing. So I think it was 2 separate ones, but it was just amazing. And so I'm all on board with the Elseworlds thing. I think it's a great way to tell stories that may not fit into the universe, but are still really important stories to tell for these characters. And it also really helps sweep all the stuff that came before, and they can just say, well, that was Elseworlds. Those were all Elseworlds stories.
Yeah. I just need less Bat Stomp the Yard,
Yeah. It can be a little
because the whole, like, the only thing that bothered me in that movie was that he stomps all over the place. Like, you hear his footsteps. It's like Batman was a ninja. He's not a dude that's just stomping up into your place and like, I'm vengeance, and then beats the crap out of everybody. Like he was a ninja and he surprised people and he beat the crap out of people when they didn't even know what was happening. So like, I need less. I get this is Batman year 1, so hopefully within in year 2 he becomes less stomp the yardy.
Yeah, I think it's more like they lose sight of that he is the shadows.
Yeah.
Like the reason that all the criminals were afraid is because every time there was a shadow, they didn't know if he was going to come out of it or not. And to stomp around, that defeats that purpose. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more finesse in the next one. But it's a solid pick to make another movie and to keep something going on.
So Gunn said Matt is working on Batman 2, which he thinks of Batman as a crime saga, which is awesome, which also includes the Penguin TV series, and it's its own thing, and he's hard at work on that. He came in and pitched us some amazing, really cool stuff the other day. Our plans is for that to continue, which kind of also they alluded to maybe there's going to be a third movie, so this could be the Batman trilogy. So kind of cool. I kind of dig this.
I think that's that's common now. It's one of those where if you have something that's a big studio, like a Batman, or like even like I'm trying to think of any like Avatar, stuff
Yeah.
that's going to be people are going to watch it regardless how long it takes to come out.
Yeah. You've built up the IP. You
build up the brand so much that, and you have the hype that, of course it's probably going to be 3 movies. So yeah, I'd really like to see a Batman TV series, to be honest with you.
Well, we might get some of that in the Penguin, so we'll see. Batman Part 2 will be released in theaters October 3rd, 2025. So 2025 is going to be a big year. Superman movie and a Batman movie. So awesome.
Yay!
That's it. We got through all the DC stuff. So much.
Yay! Yay! Yes.
I am excited.
I'm really excited about everything. I really, 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 really am excited about everything.
I'm excited for merch, people.
Oh yeah, there's merch.
We got merch, people. Hats are $35. $30 for a hat if you want to buy multiple hats, in which we have Galaxy Gray, which is on my beautiful head.
Ooh.
So if you want some, come get some. They are very limited now. You
Oh
can
yeah,
no longer
there you
get that hat.
We got
That's on young Phil's
the
head.
basic black on Phil's head.
So we also have
That
shirts.
is baller black. Okay.
Baller black.
So
Well,
if you-
I was getting ready to call the gray Gnostic gray, but okay, whatever.
There you go. So if you want a shirt or if you want a hat, all you got to do is DM us on Instagram at Distance Nerding. We'll get your size, we'll get your address and everything, and we'll figure it out. And shirts are $20 or $25 if you've got to ship it. We'll work out a deal if you want to get the package, the hat, and the shirt. And we'll go from there. So it's awesome. Yeah, I forgot to ask real quick, both you guys, DCU, so DC Studios now.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a rating. So let's start with Philippe, just so we can get the whole, like, you gotta do our rating system. So
Okay.
Philippe, out of 10, what do you give DCU announcements?
100%. This is getting 10 batarangs out of 10 jaunted versions of a future Justice League.
Okay, exciting. Frey girl,
I'm
New
gonna
Rock Gen,
have to
what do you
say, New Rock Gen. I'm gonna have to say, I do like the representation. I think that's a good thing. I like that they're bringing in teams with more women, because I do think that is a part of it that we don't see as often, which is why everybody really Wonder Woman is such a big thing. So I do like that. I do think we have the potential of Bat Family. So we got my Nightwing in there. So as a fangirl, I would definitely give it a 5 of 7. Perfect score. You guys don't know that joke. It's a Reddit joke. Anyway, no, I definitely would give it. I'm going to give it 5 Wonder Woman diadems of all sorts. She's had 5. 3 lassos, because there are 3 lassos out there, and a couple of her bracelets to this.
Okay.
I think it's a 10. I do. I think that this slate, if you look at it and you're not a fan of the comics, it looks a little mishmash. Comic book readers, comic book aficionados, they understand what's going on. It took me like 20 minutes, and then I was like, oh, well, you can expand this this part of the universe here. You can expand this part of the universe here. I've got certain cameos I think would be really good for expanding those things. I've already like started planning out stuff. And I'm a huge DC Comics fan. I know a lot about it, but I don't know everything. Like Creature Commandos, totally new to me. I've heard of them, but I've never seen it. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so there's new stuff that even me, an old fan, OG fan here, loves. And it's some really bold, interesting choices. And I don't expect anything less from James Gunn. So now he's just got to deliver on all of it.
I totally agree. I'm so excited. I'm coughing. I'm dying because I'm so verklempt about this. I give this, I don't know, 10 Damian Wayne swords to 10 Green Lantern rings. I don't know. I'm just super excited about it. It can go in so many different ways. And I'm excited to see how James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to explore the DCU in all these different facets. You know, it could be the biggest and smallest universe ever. And I'm excited for all of it. So I'm down.
I really just want to see the slow burn for DC, like Marvel did. I really do. I want to see the little, hey, here's something for the comic book fans. Here's a little Easter egg that only you guys are going to get, and building on that and telling good stories. I'm excited about Blue Beetle. I want to see Jaime Reyes. I actually think that there might be a Booster Gold. Like this is like pie in the sky.
Cameo. Yeah.
Yeah. At the very end, a post credit, like, hey kid, I need you to come with me. Something like that. Because if Flash is going to reboot everything and they want to keep Blue Beetle, it's a perfect way to do it.
Yeah, and Jaime Reyes is a great character, especially if they're going for somebody that's young. I mean, like, Holo is like the perfect person to bring over right now. The kid's like barely like in his 20s.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I think it would be amazing. And he also, he comes from that Gods and Monsters too. You got to think about that because that Scarab, that's Egyptian. And there's a Gods and Monsters thing there. I think Dr. Fate is probably going to come back because he's got Nabu. That's, he's in the helmet. That's a Egyptian. Like there's a lot of stuff out there that can be correlated.
It would be dumb not to bring Nabu back. And especially because at one point, Zatara becomes Dr. Fate. So not the daughter, but the father.
Yeah, there's so many. He ties into so many things. He ties into Justice Society, Justice League, Titans, Young Justice. There's so many things that he ties into, and he's young, and so someone's going to have to train him. There's a, this could bring Ted Kord back too, and I love Ted Kord.
Well, his wife is supposed to be the villain, so that's going to be interesting to see how they tie in Ted Kord into all this, because Ted Kord was his mentor in the original. So it's going to be
See, I have those issues.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they tie in Ted Kord with Jaime Reyes, and I love Jaime Reyes as a character. Like
it just seems like that's the way they're going because they're bringing in Booster Gold, Blue Beetle movie. It just, it all seems to be heading in that direction, and I think it's great. I really, of all the rebrands of older characters like the Blue Beetle and like they did with Deathstroke, they had Ravager. They had, they brought Rose in. And so I think that it's a solid. It was one of the solid ones. Some of them they're not like Cassie Kane as Batgirl. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't a long-term solution. She wasn't the essence of that. She was a totally different character. So there's some hits and misses, but I think Jaime was a really good character, and I would love to see him go beyond that. So I think it's going to be cool. I want to see Elongated Man.
Yeah.
I really want Ralph.
Okay. You guys are going down a path. You guys are like on chapter 7 in the Gunverse.
I want to see Elongated Man and Fantastic Man come up against each other and just be like, so why are you here? Because we have the same powers.
Yeah, it's like
It
I'm
just makes
stretchy,
me-
you're stretchy. Only one stretchy at a time.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder, like,
So it's like,
what size shirt elongated men would wear, because we got shirts, people, for $20 and $25 if you gotta ship it. And if you still want it, we got the Lucharilla shirts are available as well over at lucharillas.com if you want a distance nerding nerdarilla shirt. All right, y'all.
Last thing I'll say, Authority, before everything was announced, Authority was my pie in the sky prediction. It was the thing I was like, they will never do this movie, and I really want it, and they're doing the movie. So now I feel like I'm a DC comic psychic, and I'm gonna just lean into it.
We'll like get your predictions every few months. Be like, what do you predict next?
I'll be like,
Next.
Hame, your milk's bad.
Yeah.
Your milk's
Exactly.
bad, James. I'll be like, Phil, there are pickles in your house somewhere. I'm gonna need
Yeah,
you to
exactly. Exactly.
there's definitely pickles in my house because my wife loves pickles. So
Your wife's good people.
All right.
people.
And if you want to see young Jackie, come hang out with us Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on Twitch, on YouTube. Come hang out for the build. All right, what are you building right now?
Right now, I'm building the Lego Atari 2600.
There you go. So hang out.
I may
with
have
young
to come in and watch you build it for a little bit.
Come hang out. Come
It's
hang out.
dope. Actually, I'll show you what we have built so far. So it comes with 3 games. So I've got this. I just finished building.
While he's getting that, so Young Phil doing a build on Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, building Legos, doing brackets. We got some interviews coming up as well.
That's so cool.
It's from Adventure.
Oh, how neat. Oh, that is so cool.
And it's like the game cartridge.
It looks like it. Yeah, it totally does. I kind of want you to just blow on it. Because, you had to blow on
you,
them.
you see, it's got
I see it. Yeah, I think it's
the actual
awesome.
chip on the inside.
Yeah. Give it a little, just blow on it a little. Just slow. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
I
Young,
picked games back in the day.
Young Phil, do you have a guest on this week or bracket? What are we doing?
I do. So we the guest we have on this week is Julian Valderrama. He is a fitness YouTuber, but he also does like comedy videos, and he's got like a lot of like military humor. He's former Marine, so it's like a lot of just humorous, funny stuff. But he's also like he does like fitness and whatnot. He's funny dude. We met him at LA Comic-Con.
Oh, cool.
And we did an interview with him. And I did it as Deadpool, and he ended up like using a whole bunch of jokes from when he interviewed me with other parts of that. So it's pretty funny. If you go to his page, Bean and Beefy on Instagram.
Bean and Beefy. Oh,
Bean and Beefy.
that's awesome.
But he will be on the show this Thursday while I build the Atari. We're going to talk about everything that he does. He'll probably be cracking a whole bunch of jokes. And then the bracket we have is I wanted to say most lovable person, but that's not it. It's
Most likable
person.
Cool.
Interesting. Except The Rock should be on that list.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The
so
Rock was on that list. He just lost to Bob Ross in the first round.
that doesn't make any sense. That's silly.
Yeah, it does. He's
Thursdays-
not Bob Ross.
Thursdays, the build, 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays, game streams from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We are playing Dead Space right now.
Yes.
And then Tuesdays, the download right here, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. all Pacific time. Frago, thank you so much for hanging out. This is so cool.
Yeah.
You have so much DC knowledge. This is the perfect episode for you. Tell us where we can find you, get in touch with you, follow you. Maybe you can recommend some comics to people.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm usually modding in the live chat on the break room. It's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and it's at 3 p.m. Pacific. So if you guys want to go off the rails with us, similar, if not more so than the way we do here. Then
That's
yeah,
just new rock
definitely.
stars, right?
Yeah, it's New Rock Stars. That's that. And I do Kyber Cave After Dark. I have been known to show up in a game or two on Kyber Cave just to watch them because I don't play horror games. So I do like watching it though, apparently. I have a lot of fun. So I do that. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Frey Girl. Usually I tweet weird stuff and talk about comic book movies and randomly add pictures and say this person would be good as this person. Chloe Bennett. I said Chloe Bennett would be good as Cheshire if you want to go the Titans Shiva route.
Oh wow,
And,
that's actually
yeah.
a really good one.
Yeah. Well, I thought about Dr. Light, but she's not Japanese, and I would rather a Japanese actress play Dr. Light. And then I also did Alex Pettyfer. I said if you're gonna redo Aquaman, he'd be a really good Aquaman because I think he would be. He can play grizzled and cranky and emo, but he can also be really positive and uplifting. And Arthur does both of those things in the comics. And so I think that would be cool. So those are just two people I was just like, hey, these guys would be really good. So I tweeted that out today. So that I do stuff like that. Twitter's mostly where you can find me. I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Gotham_Oracle because I can't get into my Frey Girl ones. So because I don't remember the password and I don't know how to find it. I don't know what email I use. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not Frey Girl on that. But yeah. And occasionally I'm on here. They do like to invite me, and occasionally I say yes. So I'm here
Real quick.
Yeah.
So the break room, how do we
Mhm.
find it? Is it YouTube? Is it somewhere else?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's YouTube. Everything I pretty much do is YouTube besides Twitter and Instagram. So yeah. Yep.
You know what you should ask, and I don't know who mods the YouTube, but like I want to see like a break room channel or playlist or something like that. It's just there's so much content.
Oh
yeah. Like if
Well,
I just want to find the break room, I can't. It's hard to find.
You know what I do as a mod? This is how I do it. I put in New Rockstars Break Roo, ROO. Don't even put the M in there. I don't know why, but it works for me every time. And I use the search, and it brings up all of them. And it'll bring up usually it brings up when you look at YouTube, it brings up the how many there are. I think we've got 172 or something now. But and it'll show you the most recent one first, and then you can go down there. So they do have it in that form. You just kind of have to look at it on the channel. But if you search New Rockstars Break Roo or Break Room, it'll take you right to it. So
Gotcha. There you
go. Yeah. I suck at hyping. So that's why I suck at this.
Well, you did great. So we're excited for it. So thank you for being a part. So let me say
KyberCon 3.
KyberCon 3
11th.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
There.
And
Philippe's
that would be an amazing birthday gift if everybody went to it for me, because my birthday's the next week. So I won't be there. So you guys have to go for me. And it'll be a birthday present for me. So there you go.
I like it. That's a smart move. I like that. So all right, everybody, have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, the Distance Nerdington Post. Are you up to it? Can you handle this?
I can do this last part. I'll be okay. I'm not completely dying. Guys, I say it every week, and you can do it anytime you want. All you have to do is head over to distancenerding.com, hit that button, buy us a taco. Guys, you can buy us tacos. It's amazing. You can buy us a taco, and those tacos just help everything that we do, right? It helps us go to more cons. It helps us get more prizes for you and just continue to put more content out for you guys, because that's what we do it for. We do it so that way we can connect with the nerds more as much as possible. Now, speaking of connecting, guys, you can connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, all at Distance Nerding.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. And thanks, young Phil, for hanging in there. since you're a little sicky, and happy birthday. Thanks, and keep nerding together. Are you ready for a dance party?
Nerds unite.
All right, let's
Dance party. I don't know what we're gonna dance with.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's get into the dance party. Oh, wait. That's the perfect thing to dance with.
It's supposed to work on its own. Hold on. Oh, I think his batteries are dead.
Oh,
I don't have a DC pop in here. I should have a DC pop. Joseph?
Joseph.
What up, Mezzo?
Hey, Miss.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, wait. Superman, right there.